There we are. Now do not look at that for the rest of the time and hope it just works.
Does he know?
He lacks critical information.
He doesn't
Yep,
know.
I don't like you guys saying that because it does make I do forget things. I absolutely could
Never
be.
know now.
See, now why is the poop light a dark red color? That is not brown.
I didn't see it brown.
I am concerned.
It was the closest poop color I could find. Because there wasn't a brown. Unless I'm listed.
Streams.
Curse with hemorrhoids forever.
Dang.
That was bad, man.
All right. Should be all stuff I need to get started. Yep. All right. Let's begin. Each of you has made your way towards Meridine. Oh, jeez. Sorry. My brain just blinked. Let's start over. Each of you have made your way through Eldiria and arrived in a small tavern near Ardina. If that's not how you pronounce it, I don't care. I'm going to pronounce it like that because I'm bad at pronouncing things. And each of you are in this tavern. Trying to remember how to bring you guys to this map. It's been a long while. There we go. You guys are sitting at this tavern awaiting a contact that was supposed to arrive to help bring you to archaeologists so that you can get more information on what sort of happened with Big and how you guys can help.
Ladika's already having flashbacks about the last time she was in a tavern. Also, the fact that she flashbanged one of the people that's in her party now.
Yeah,
That's a story.
Scanson sneezes. Someone must be talking about him.
So like sit over here. Yep, chilling.
Your wait isn't too long as an individual begins to arrive and enter the tavern. She'll scan the room and sort of see the people who are dressed as adventurers and pretty much approach you guys and go like, are you guys the ones who are looking for the archaeologist stuff, right?
I would presume, yes.
Affirmative.
Indeed.
Yes.
I'm here, so that's something, I guess.
All right, well, my name's Celesta, and I work under our mutual friend, the person who is sponsoring this mission. They wish to remain anonymous, so that is why I am here. And as was described, you are, for him, going to be looking for something and pretty much bringing it back. And I'll appraise it, and based on the quality of it, I'll have payment for each of you. I am also here to basically take you to the archaeologist's site, so we'll do that, and, well, I should probably get to know each of you. She'll sort of look around, waiting for you guys to introduce yourselves.
Vecrin stands up. Hello. I am Vecrin. Ward, I suppose, of Scourge. I'm a musical type, but also I have a knack for just getting the feel of things. So I'm happy to assist in this endeavor.
Pleasure to meet you.
As John will go and talk next. Hello, John Forged. My purpose here, I suppose, is to make sure the organics do not sustain permanent injuries. That is all.
Noble endeavor.
I like this one. This one is my favorite. My name is Ben Corpa, merchant extraordinaire and owner of Corpa Incorporated and titles in other such companies. You've probably heard of me. I do things.
I'm actually going to roll to see if she has heard of you, as rumors of a certain merchant have been spreading a little bit. Oh, I have heard of you. You're the one who deals in goods of all sorts, isn't it?
Yes, that is me. Your employer, I'm sure, knows me, and I'm glad that we could make a contact today.
Well, keep you in mind for any future businesses if needed. And serve. Looks towards the next person.
Hey, yeah. My name's Kanako. I punch things. That's really about it.
Short and sweet, very nice. And you?
Skazin Steelzone, lecturer, scholar emeritus from the Mage Guild's College of Meridian. Pleasure to have your acquaintance.
Nice to make yours as well.
I do not much care about monetary compensation. My wish is to see knowledge safe kept. So we should make haste, perhaps.
Indeed.
Ladika, I cast spells and they sometimes work. I also like getting paid. We're getting paid for this, right?
Yes, of
Just wanna make
course.
certain. Okay, cool. She sits back down, just stiff as a board when she stood up.
Alright, well. Now that we have been acquainted with each other, I'll give you pretty much what I know. Pretty much, the archaeologists were attacked. Most of them were able to make it out, but a few were kept behind by the kobolds who attacked them. Nasty little guys. Pretty much, we don't know why they took the archaeologists that they did, but they did. They set up a small little camp nearby where the camp is, so they can be close, but nothing too dangerous. Any questions before we head out to their camp?
I'm sorry, what was your name?
Celeste.
Excellent.
Do we know how many there are there, kobolds?
If I remember correctly, it wasn't too many of them, but there was like a description of like one that stood out from the rest of them.
Perhaps a leader.
Dr. Carter would have probably more information than I would.
Dr. Carter?
Oh, yes, professional archaeologist, Dragonborn. He'll be the one who, like, probably has the most information.
Is there anything special about these ruins?
Well, They were discovered, I think, a couple months ago, and pretty much when the ground sort of collapsed in on them. And from there, it was dug up and found to be sort of a old sort of building filled with like stuff from quite old. She'll like keep thinking if she can think of anything else.
I do wonder why the kobolds would take interest in such a site, but I suppose our purpose is a marriage.
Indeed. Well, I suppose I should bring you all to the doctor so that he can explain in further detail. I'm mostly secondhand information here.
Let's go then.
To lead you guys out of the tavern. And go fast travel. Everyone has their tokens placed down.
Yeah, should we just group our tokens?
Yeah. Oop, copy. New map. Wrong map. New map. Right. Do. Once you all are loaded.
Mhm.
Nearly.
Almost.
Oh, not yet.
This last
Yeah,
asset is huge.
Yeah.
it is the map.
No, I mean,
Yeah, but the traveling on your way to this area isn't very difficult. Most of it is on a road, traveling for about maybe 30 minutes before breaking off onto a sort of side road into the forest, arriving at a small little clearing where some tents have been set up. You see pretty much there's a couple just people dressed in sort of archaeology gear, very sort of dust repellent clothing, more or less. And you can hear some yelling from inside the main tent. Goddamn kobolds and their little sticky hands.
Oh, that's extremely rude as someone that, comes here is a grapery and, we kind of, certain of us climb on trees and such.
Might be have
Do
come at a bad
kobolds climb
time.
trees?
You have sticky hands?
I don't know, touch my hands.
She'll reach out.
His hands feel weird because he's cold-blooded.
Ooh.
So they feel kind of slimy because you just feel the softness of the skin.
You certainly feel interesting.
Well, that's the doctor. You guys can head in there and talk with him. I'll stay out here. He's not the most pleasant to talk to.
hey, how do you make it so when you rotate the token, it doesn't just show the arrow?
If you go to config and then shape and set it to top down.
Thanks.
Wouldn't a proper introduction be more appropriate? After all, we are complete strangers to the doctor.
She'll be hesitant, but understand where you're coming from. I suppose. She'll
We could
sort
just
of
stand out and wait. Oh, okay.
she'll peek her head into the tent. Hey, doctor, I got the people who are trying to help. Does anyone speak Draconic?
Yes.
I do,
Yes.
yes.
In Draconic, you pretty much hear him say, and then there's this. And now I gotta deal with this. I'll be out right now, he says in common.
Vecran raises his eyebrow. Or eye ridge, rather. 'cause-
Greetings. I'm Dr. Nathan Carter. You guys are the people who are going to help clear out that ruin again?
Sure am.
Presumably.
To sort of look at each of you, looking at like the Warforged, he'll sort of look confident in that, confident in the other Dragonborn. And then he sort of like his eyes go to the Gripply in the suit. He sort of looks at you for a bit.
I'm sorry. Is there something? Are you attracted to me? Because I'm sorry. I am not attracted. It's fine.
No, I'm not. It's more so not sure if you can handle yourself here. Don't want you to get sort of stabbed, aimed.
Many people have tried to stab me. I'm still alive.
Somehow that doesn't
Judging a-
surprise me.
Are we planning on
Judging a
getting
bit
close enough to
biased.
get stabbed and maimed?
Well, I mean, they all got their knives and do have an affinity for stabbing things.
Well, that is extremely, kind of diminishing to the race. I've heard of plenty nice kobolds.
Yeah. Some of the city ones are alright. It's just those like feral ones.
Guy's racist.
Super racist.
This guy's hella racist.
Fucking dragonborns hating kobolds. Like,
Some of them kobolds, yeah, some of them are good. Not all of them, though.
those guys up in the hills here, those are bad kobolds.
They ain't got a problem with them.
I have categorized kobolds into two categories: silly and murderous.
I don't think you should do that. That
I mean,
might be racist.
that's fine. Yeah, you can categorize most people into silly and murderous.
How do you want me to categorize you?
Fuck.
You're thinking
Silly.
really hard
Let's
about
go with
that.
silly.
I would rather be categorized as murderers.
What?
You
I
look
will
kind of
store this information
serious.
into my data bank.
Link
Remember,
looks afraid of
protect me.
you.
I'm the silly one, not the murderous one.
Can I be silly? I don't want to kill anybody if I can't help it.
I'm fine
Sure.
with killing people. I just don't want to be perceived as someone that kills people.
I mean, there's a difference between, killing if you have to and killing because you want to. I feel like murderous implies you really want to kill somebody.
Sometimes you just have to do it.
There is a
Hmm.
distinction between the want to do something and the fact that you did something. After all, if you have seen some of the students I had, I do not want to get into that.
I mean, that's my point, though. Like, no, never mind. That's just, I'm in the silly category.
What is the old proverb? It is what it is.
Nice. Good one.
I do suppose be assured that I will not kill unless I have to.
He has like a hand rubbing his temples.
I have a question. Wait, how much is kobold skin worth? Can anybody here tell me?
We're not gonna skin the kobolds, are we?
That would be unnecessarily cruel.
I mean, it's not
That-
cruel if they're dead.
That sounds murderous. That started to sound murderous.
That's not
It's kinda
murderous.
mean.
They were already dead.
You're skinning them now.
But they're dead.
You don't
That
understand what's wrong with this?
That could fall into skinning people.
I mean, but they're dead.
Not,
If
they
you
Not
were
a
dead,
point,
could you
though.
be slightly
utilizing
skinny?
all resources would be a waste.
Yes, you don't you have you ever not hunted before? And sometimes you have to, use the skin, use the horns, use the bones, use the meat.
I mean, animals, yes, but kobolds are little too smart, maybe, to consider
I
skinning
mean,
them.
The
that's what
doctor
you
will
say,
shrug.
but then people do that to dragons all the time, or not dragons. What are they? Fucking magical creatures too.
If they were smart, would they not recognize and appreciate archaeology?
Got a point. I like this
Uh,
robot. This robot's my kind of robot.
The doctor will
Deagle-
nod.
The Deacon got her head in her hands. These people are psychos. They're psychopaths. Who is she with?
Celeste will pretty much go up to you and pretty much whisper to you. See what I mean?
I'll try to make sure that they don't skin any of them. Unless you want that. You don't want them. You don't want cobalt skin, right?
How much is Cobalt skin worth? That was the initial
No,
question.
please don't answer that. Don't answer that for him.
I do know the answer, but I won't tell him.
Don't
What
answer
role would
that.
it be to like try to?
Determine the worth of Cobalt skin. Can I make a merchant supplies check?
Go for it.
Oh God.
Hold up. I don't have that macro set up, so I have to just roll
Ugh.
it off the sheet. So that's +9.
The good news is this gives me time to see if I can figure out an answer.
23.
Oh no.
Yeah, damn.
Let's see, they're small creatures, they have scales.
I believe they're supposed to just be considered mundane, which is,
Definitely mundane.
Well, maybe the boss may be considered higher. I don't know.
Is it considered legal to skin kobolds?
In Eldiria, where they're one of the major races, no.
So it would not be a good idea to
Look,
show back up
Adelia
with
doesn't know. Adelia doesn't need to know.
Walks into a city with a skinned kobold.
I don't think there's gonna be a lot of merchants around here that are gonna want to buy cobalt skins.
Yeah.
Questions mark. Who would ever want to buy Cobalt skin?
I mean, I'm not gonna say that there aren't people who want to buy one, but you know, what if-
I am unfamiliar with kobold anatomy. Is there skin like crocodile skin?
it's like scaly.
Like
a dragon
crocodile skin?
Sure.
Then it may
I
have worth.
Oh God.
Crocodile leather
Can-
is clean. Is extremely nice.
Oh god, can us gentlemen and ladies at least have uphold some basic sense of civility and not just skin a sentient creature?
I mean, there are lots of sentient creatures that are skinned.
How
But-
about we just figure it out once we get there?
Exactly.
Maybe we could.
It's
Maybe
fine.
you'll change your mind and not.
I
want to-
I can't skin them myself. It was only a question of price.
I'd also prefer if you didn't skin them in the ruins and get blood everywhere.
Oh yeah, I mean, obviously they would attract bugs. Don't want to have to deal
Well,
with that.
if we do have to kill them, are we gonna get blood everywhere anyway? If we have to.
My thoughts.
But that brings
Wait,
up
I
an excellent question.
I have prestidigitation. I could just make the blood go away.
But does the weight upon your mind ever go away?
No, I don't think
God.
this conversation's gonna leave my mind anytime soon.
Your song, your fucking words are like gold. I love them. Anyway, do we get paid for disposing of the bounties, or is that just something extra that you want us to do and don't intend on paying us for?
Well, for you guys getting rid of the kobolds, it's gonna be like what tab is this in?
$500 apiece. 500 gold apiece.
4,000 gold.
500 if we bring the cobalt skins back.
Tree fitting.
5,000. Bring the fucking
Yes.
main kobold back alive.
yeah.
Well, us archaeologists aren't the most wealthy, so best we can afford is about 10 gold pieces for each of you.
Society has failed.
Wow. I'm sorry. How many kobolds are gonna be in here? Are you talking about like 10 gold per like one we get rid of, or
No, for the whole thing. This is why he'll gesture to Celeste. That's why she's here. Your sponsor.
So about those kobold skins, are they looking a bit nicer now?
I still would rather not. But
Yeah, that's
Ladika
what I
looks more.
thought.
She looks more conflicted than she did coming in.
Skazin just turns around and sighs heavily.
I'm just kidding. We will probably find many valuable things among the kobolds. I'm sure that they're definitely creatures of carrying valuables.
Yeah. Take
Yeah, we can
things
just steal from them.
take things from the room, but like pursuit of like knowledge and all that. Don't like take anything too important for like discovery reasons.
What's important? Please explain.
I mean, things related to the reason that the temple is there, stuff related to what their worship practices were and how they acted, stuff like that.
I don't believe I can say for my companions, but you do have my word.
No sense in destroying knowledge senselessly.
Destroying it, no.
Yeah, no sense in that.
Yeah,
I'll attempt to not deface things.
I will not destroy the knowledge as much as I can possibly, because I'm sure it was not destroyed.
I don't think I have anything that can destroy knowledge yet, which is a good thing.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
good.
I don't.
Skazin just
I
like
don't know.
looks, turns around, looks at you, and squints a little bit.
What? Why are you looking at me like that? Just
Trust
look at
me,
my
being
face.
around certain people
Slightly,
could destroy.
slightly
She'll like start.
worried.
She'll like check. She'll like feel her face.
No, please just aim your magic at the enemies at least.
I
That would
will
be
this
great.
time. It won't happen
This
again.
time?
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
Fine.
Yeah.
I feel
fine.
like it is story time. Tell your story.
I'll tell it on the way there. Yeah.
Perhaps another day. Let us hurry to the destination first.
And before we go, do we
Fine.
know who this temple was originally devoted to?
We do not. It doesn't have any of like the common like old religion like signifiers, and it's buried fairly deep. So we've dated it back around I don't know 1,000, 2,000 years. It's really old.
Oh, sorry.
But if you, while down there, get any like information, I'd love to hear your guys' takes on it.
My take?
Opinion, not literal take.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Opinion. I have those.
Well,
I'm surprised people ask for them.
Indeed, we all do. But let's be on our way, shall we?
The ruin shouldn't be too hard to spot. Pretty much, it's about due north, about 45 minutes of walking.
Gotcha.
Time to take the elbows out for a walk.
Right.
So do you guys want to go in here, loud and proud, quick and stealthy? What kind of things were you thinking?
I don't want to be stabbed
Loud.
to death, so maybe we should be quiet.
What is stealth?
Ladika looks at the
What about
giant
pizza?
warforged. Maybe that's not an option.
Given our party composition, I suppose stealth might not be the most efficient option, but still, let us try to not make too much noise.
Maybe move cautiously.
Make a little noise.
I
I
don't know about all the
can-
noise.
I can take to the skies and give a little look over if possible. See how many there are, what the layout looks like, all of that.
Scouting sounds like a good idea.
I doubt most of these kobolds will be at a location where it is visible from the sky, but still, it might be advantageous.
We may want to do that when we get a bit closer. You may not want to go now by yourself, but I do agree.
Well, of course.
But it's probably the correct action. Maybe like 10 minutes out or so.
All right. Does the party begin to travel?
Yeah.
I will.
Yeah, of course. And as we
Ashley
travel,
starts walking.
can I make a gossip check on Celeste to figure out who she works for?
Go for it.
Nice.
Nice.
Noise.
That's 16.
She works for someone.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's work for someone. That's all I got.
A 10 does not get you. Right, you guys begin making your way through the woods towards the north.
Mm-hmm.
And after about 45 minutes, you begin to sort of have the forest clear away as you guys arrive near the bottom of some hills and you see sort of dug out ground. It is sort of, I don't have a map for this, but imagine a sort of fairly wide open pit with like sloping downwards into a sort of dug out hole with a pretty much ladder heading deeper in. And as you look around, you do not see any kobolds out and about.
I suppose we should discuss some strategies. Does anyone want to volunteer walking in front? Looks at the Warforge.
Looks at the Warforge.
I mean, so more than likely they are not above ground, I would assume, since we cannot see them.
I would assume so. Sure, they would have run into like one of them by now.
I do not recall kobolds being types to use traps.
Scatter will doubt that internally.
Still, even if they don't, who knows what the temple holds?
Best be cautious either way.
Puts on fedora.
I believe if the temple has traps, the kobolds would be the one triggering them.
Still, not 100%.
By which way I
chance.
will be up front.
I guess it's time to go, Indy. I
I
mean,
go behind you.
John Forge.
I
Yep.
will take the bag in the occasions as someone tries to ambush us from behind. I am, after all, good with a sword.
I'll hide behind that guy. Big guy. Hands 10 gold.
Mhm.
Keep me safe.
All right. Place
We'll
yourself
try.
in like marching order, front to back.
Even better.
Yippee!
The escort mission. We
Of
give him a
course.
45 walk speed, so he walks faster than your walking speed, but slower than your sprint speed.
Oh God, please no.
Hate you.
I hate that.
I'm glad.
Could ride on the shoulders.
Alright.
A piece.
So as you begin to descend down into the archaeology site, there's a ladder that leads down. Fairly tall ladder, probably around about 60 feet down. As you arrive down the ladder, here.
Well, question one in the dungeon: how dark is it?
It is quite dark. Who here doesn't have dark vision?
I can't see shit in Detroit.
God damn
I
it.
pick up the rock and I put light on it, dog.
Hey, there
Oh,
you
I'm
go.
about to do the same.
Wait, you guys can see in dark?
No. Ladika like covers her eyes before she
can.
casts light on this rock.
Scattered around.
Well, I
I
want to
see
say
in the
these
dark.
eyes weren't made for seeing.
You
His
have
eyes are made for
upgrade for
looking.
dark seeing, Robot Man?
I believe they put all their budget into my girth.
That is understandable.
I definitely can
but
see
it's
that.
impressive.
You know how pretty girthy.
What do they mean by that?
He
I mean, they-
big.
Depends on who's saying that, I guess.
Yeah, how's it going, Draconic Eyes? Yeah. Okay, Chris.
Alright. I know when you're all loaded in.
Mm-hmm.
Still on the last one. Probably
15
not
out of
easy.
16. Oh, I'm loaded.
Oh, nice. I
Yes,
can
loading
see
none.
everything. No, I'm just kidding. I can see something bad.
What the hell?
What the heckin' dog?
Yeah, it says 15 out of 16, but it's not loading anything.
The last one always takes the longest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man.
Wait patiently.
Note to self, next time
Stupid.
send the preload.
Oops, there we go.
It's usually not a problem. Watch it be
Mm.
a problem for me the very first time ever. Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
That kobold looks like John Forge, except small size.
Yeah, and as you guys descend, first, John Forge is the first to descend. You have dark vision, yes or no?
No, but I think someone gave me a little pebble that has some light on it.
Yeah, so you have the light pebble. As it glows, you sort of see vaguely directly in front of you a kobold that can only be described as jacked. Pure muscle of a small creature. And next to them, you see, tied up, an ordinary looking dude that you believe is one of the archaeologists
Mm.
that has been reported as missing.
Gotcha. And how far away is everyone else from me at the moment? Like, how far down the ladder is it, or is it just one at a time?
Each of you descend one at a time, and you described yourself as not being particularly stealthy, so
No,
the kobolds are aware
Here's
of
the
you.
question.
the kobolds are aware. All right.
Here's a question. Is this a tunnel that we are descending down? Like, is there walls on the outside?
Yeah, pretty much it's through the ground that this ladder is going down.
Oh, then I just climb on the opposite side. I don't use the ladder because I
Hmm.
have climb feet. I'm just gonna walk on the wall.
Gotcha. Gotta use that
Gonna
fun
wall right
movement
down.
types.
Yeah. Oh
It's
wait, no,
kinda
I don't
neat.
have a climb speed. This is not the climb
Slips.
speed one.
Oops.
Fuck.
Yeah.
I have a swim speed on this one.
Well, it's good I have Featherfall.
A jacked ass kobold, huh?
Yeah, pretty much the kobold will see you and yell out to you. First in Draconic.
Uh huh.
I don't think you know Draconic,
I do know Draconic.
Oh, you do? Let's go.
Yeah.
He'll yell out, who are you guys? What are you doing here?
I guess in Draconic, I will reply. I could ask the same to you.
We were here first.
But you are small.
I don't know
And he'll
about
go
that.
forward once.
I'm pretty big.
Vecrin steps up. Well, it looks
Or a
like
kobold, maybe.
looks like the guy next to you might have been here first.
The archaeologist is like looking at him, looking at you guys, doesn't say anything. You might have been.
We're all yelling in Draconic right now.
Wait, are we getting paid for saving people too?
I think they want us to save these guys.
I don't remember that being in the contract. I heard
We're
need to recover item and take over mine.
we're
Or
getting
why are you
paid.
picking on the
Same.
puny organic?
I'm gonna go with no on that one. Gonna keep him right here.
I said, why are you picking on the organic?
Oh,
He is small and wimpy.
yes, he is. But he knows things. He knows how valuable things are. See, we could grab everything, or we could go get the best shinies right away.
What's the little one saying?
He wants shinies.
Well, it's not like the
Same,
shinies would go
TBH.
anywhere.
I mean, wouldn't that be at the end of all this? Just go there.
Hmm.
Can I stealth away from the light?
Yeah, you can.
Thanks.
Hmm.
I go up one more.
You're walking a bit close, buddy. What do you want? What are you here for?
We just need you to leave and not hurt the archaeologists, and everyone could just walk home safe and sound, no scratches. How does that sound?
Sounds
I
like
think
you
that
guys
sounds
want to
great.
take our shinies.
Not necessarily. We just want the archaeologists to, go back home safe.
Shinies are good.
Shinies are very good.
Are there any even shinies here? Because this place looks pretty old.
Old shinies worth more than new shinies.
But would they be shiny or would they be dusty?
Oh, hesitate when you say that.
Oh, I think you got him there.
Hmm.
This is cyclical logic. Are you going to go or not?
No, not.
All right, he is not leaving.
Before we continue, looking down the hallway to the left, does it look like it continues on, like beyond, like what we can see? Are there like doorways we can see?
Yeah, you can see that it pretty much goes that way, and you can see that it has sort of something that goes that way as well.
Can I try to perceive if there are other creatures present in this
Yeah.
complex? Because right now we only see two.
Roll a perception check.
Let me remember how to do
I'm gonna
this.
try to listen to that pitter patter.
Perception. Do this. I'm blind.
As far as you're aware, he is the only kobold here.
Can't see shit.
Can I try to subtle cast a message at the kobold?
Go for it.
I'm gonna try to hold on, what are the rules for this? I'm gonna try to just cover myself or hide myself behind all these other folks and try to subtle cast at him. Once I find the rules for this, just to make sure I'm doing it right. Oh god.
Was this like Sork subtle cast or like the
This is
rules?
the rule subtle cast because I don't
Yeah.
have meta magic yet, unfortunately.
No clue.
Hmm.
Hold on.
It's gonna be in your supplementary rules.
Yeah, I see it. Sleight of hand or stealth check? I'm not good at either of those, but we're gonna see what happens. Let me see if I'm slightly better at one of them. Hold. All right, fellas, this is gonna be a Hail Mary.
Hmm.
All right, let's see. Let's do sleight of hand.
All right.
Does he notice something silly happening?
My spells work sometimes.
Yeah.
Sure.
I mean, it's working. It's just I don't know if it's subtle.
Let me roll his perception check. He doesn't
Oh
notice.
my god. Okay. So I'm subtle casting message and he'll hear a voice in his head. Alright, let's see. Do not steal from the dungeon. You will be cursed for all eternity.
Who's that in my head?
You must leave now.
Make a persuasion check.
Ooh. Can I argue for hold on, let me see what's higher. Can I argue for
Deception.
deception? Yeah. Can I
Yeah.
argue for
Yeah,
deception?
you can argue for deception. Deception works as well.
Hey. Watch this. Watch this tech.
Actually, it would more be deception than persuasion.
Brother, please!
Brother!
Watch this. It's a fucking
Ah.
monkey with a grenade again.
Come on. Well, let's see.
Alright, insight on him. Let me double check his roll on this.
Yes! Yes! Yes, yes.
Hmm. He looks like he's weighing his options.
You guys are thinking way too much about this. Hold on, let me handle this. Can he
Go ahead.
can you speak common weird small thing?
Oh, what are they doing?
Yeah, I can't speak common. Yeah.
Okay, how about this? Pulls that pouch of gold. I will give you 15 gold if you join us in removing the rest of your friends, and we can take the archaeologists, find the nicest shinies as well. How's that sound?
No. Oh. Bribe is
I mean,
twice as
we're-
effective as no, so equivalent
Yeah,
of
what's it?
offering 30 gold. Alright. No.
It's 30 shinies. Come on.
This one is really stubborn.
Small yet buff kobold. Would you like to make a deal? If you keep the archaeologists safe, we will help you find shinies.
How do I know you're not gonna just steal the shinies?
I have no need for such material things.
How do I know he's not gonna steal shinies? He points at Bill.
He seems like he has enough.
I have plenty of shinies. Your shinies mean nothing to me.
Hmm.
If anything, your shinies are more valuable if you work with us than if you do it by yourself.
Okay. I won't hurt this little man. Or any of the other ones. But you help us find shinies.
I'm not gonna reply.
I feel
Let
this
Bill
Sounds
take.
good. Excellent. Let's get moving.
it sounds like a worse deal. It sounds like a significantly worse deal.
Alright.
Is this where all the shinies are, or are they in another room?
Richard, we've been searching through most of the rooms. Haven't found many shinies. Man does not
Oh.
want to tell us. He'll sort of like You have the man. You'll see there's like a bunch of kobolds who are like hiding behind like pillars.
Oh,
Can someone see if the organic is okay?
Uh, the kobold will sort of like jab the archaeologist. They'll be like, yeah, I'm not hurt. I'm fine, ish.
If you say so. It's enough for him. It's good enough for him.
All the kobolds are just like watching you guys as you enter.
Gives them a
Excellent
mighty
muscular
draconic
man.
glare.
Glad we could do business.
Hmm. Little frogman, tiny and squishy.
True. Very tiny squishy.
A good mind.
Excellent kobold. Very smooth as well.
Apparently, he is slimy as well.
Little slimy, yes.
Yes.
Scanson
So-
will address the archaeologist. As much as I understand, the situation might not be very pleasant for you. It might be to our best interest to help them find, well, so-called treasures. I do want to make sure that any treasure of value to us knowledge seekers are not taken by them, but we should still try to find them first.
Knowledge usually not shiny. Don't worry about it, Mr. Koboldman.
Yes, strong kobold. What exactly are we looking for? What do you define as shiny?
Hmm. Shiny as in. Well, all the like other kobolds are like looking at him. Follow me. You.
Looking around the room, are there like engravings in the walls and such?
Yeah, give me a perception check or investigation. I'll give you how much you get out.
May I also do that?
Yes, you can.
Scott's definitely interested.
And can I guidance myself on that?
Definitely.
If it isn't shiny, I don't give a fuck.
Ooh.
Wow.
Is that the roll you guidance yourself on? There's the guidance roll.
I'll just. I
Not the
put.
20 plus
By the way,
0 d4.
I.
Do you want
I
to just
answered
roll
it.
the 1d4?
Well, the thing is, I don't think it actually rolled right, so don't count
Again.
that. Like, I don't think.
Don't think
know.
it was a 20.
I mean, I'll try rolling it again the same way.
Oh no, that was roll plus proficiency plus mod.
Yeah, it looks like the roll was actually 20.
Oh. Well,
look at
I'll
that.
just do a 1d4 then. I mean, I can re-roll just if we want to make check otherwise.
Yeah, let's check and.
And that was.
Oh, he is correct.
It's going to be the same weird way. I just put in like, do you have an added bonus to this check? And I just put 1. Okay,
Yeah.
so it was actually a 20.
Yep.
But I'll just roll.
Roll the d4.
Yeah, you're just a god. It happens, dog.
Right,
God
21.
gamer.
Gamer moment.
Oh, wait, no, 24 as well. All right.
Mhm.
With both of your 24s, pretty much engraved into the walls is sort of a tapestry of like sort of telling a story from one side of the wall to the other. It begins with. Let me pull up my notes for this. Notes. Pretty much, it is sort of. It starts off with a sort of being that there isn't really any particular distinguishing factors. One of them is pretty much a like draconic hand clawing across a barrier, pretty much climbing out of sort of the ground. This figure is walking next to mountains, being basically sized equal to the mountains, and sort of the figure is like draconic for sure, and continuing along the wall shows pretty much people worshipping this figure, building temples to this figure, and then shows pretty much on the latter half of the wall the fall of this figure, how pretty much the figure was attacked by others similar to itself, and how chains were put around it, and it has been sealed away as you reach the end of the wall. But also of note, with those investigation checks, something on the ground begins to be noticed. If you look very closely, see this sort of grayish thing on the ground. Covering the ground, embedded within it, is a ritualistic circle, seemingly covering the entire temple.
Ritualistic what?
A ritualistic circle. And it is heavily faded so that it looks very similar to the ground. But on closer
Yeah, I
expansion,
can see that.
now see it.
Oh, hold on.
He'll go to like the edge and like
Hmm.
blow it, dust it.
As you dust it, it clears up a little bit more. And you can roll me an Arcana check to see if you can identify its purpose.
I'm going to add guidance to that again, but I'll roll it separately just so it does.
Roll another 20 or else.
Right, with a 16, you can identify that the type of magic that this is doing is reinforcement. You are under a lot of ground and earth, and normally walls would just collapse if under that much weight. It seems that this ritual circle is what's keeping this temple from collapsing in on itself underneath all the dirt and ground above it.
So how do we turn it off?
We do that
I'm
after
not
we
sure that's the
collected all the
best idea.
shinies.
Would the engraving sort of give the idea that whatever was chained up is like sealed here?
It is not a ceiling. It is only like
Or-
reinforcement.
I meant like not earlier. I meant like the diagrams on the walls.
It doesn't depict one particular location as where the being was sealed. It's very generalized.
Well, he'll just keep in the meanwhile, looking at the engravings and all that while the others, do
Yeah,
that.
the kobold will walk into this back room that I need to reveal.
Weird man is sniffing floor. Very odd.
Yeah. You see
Scanson will
here.
pull out a journal and scribble like down the rough shape of the ritual circle before heading into the possibly shining room.
Out of character, I'm pretty sure I know what that is depicting on the walls, but in character, I definitely don't give a fuck.
Yeah, you might have overseen it. Smile.
Actually, can I make a lore check with either Eldaria history or culture to figure out what that is?
Yes.
Unless
Roll.
it has to be religion. I don't have Eldaria religion.
You can roll a non-religion one, but it will be a higher DC. DC will be fairly high.
Alright, I'll try to use Eldaria history.
Mhm.
I don't have a lore macro setup. Let me just figure out.
Lore isn't a roll, that's something you just know.
Ah.
Wait, how does it work? I have no idea.
So it's kind of like your character knows this because it kind of fills in the space of like, hey, your backstory has meaning now because your character knows things that they should know.
Oh.
In that case, Vecron has the clergy origin, like origin, and his lores are draconic culture, draconic magic, dragon faith, Eldarian court system, Eldarian laws and customs,
Oh yeah,
Okay.
Eldarian history, Typhon rituals and practices, and warfare.
yeah, you will probably be the dragon guy here, not me.
Mhm.
So I don't know if how that lore would.
Yeah. Okay. With those lores sort of combined.
Oh wait, never mind. Lord, I believe does may have. Oh, hold on.
Oh,
Let me read this. It's been a while.
Yeah. Yeah. I was assuming it was a roll because in Pathfinder it's a roll and makes sense.
Lore represents a specialized area of knowledge for particular experiences of an individual. It's narrow, such as broad skills.
He's also a Typhon guy, if that would play into it.
Okay, so lore. Okay, so let's say you possess a lore for the deity Sarenrae. You lack proficiency in religion. Any religion check dealing with Sarenrae, you could instead use your proficiency in lore, thus allowing you to roll with proficiency.
I see. Okay. So, the one doing history, give me a history check with proficiency, and the one doing draconic like rituals, give me religion with proficiency.
I already have proficiency in history.
Ah.
Yeah, I think I also have proficiency in
Damn it.
religion. I'll double check.
Well, it will lower the DC in that case, having the lore related to it.
Yeah, it sounds about how it's supposed to function.
Just need to find where's that button.
Alright,
It's a good religion check.
indeed.
Dragon Man in Dragonland.
Yeah. Alrighty. With the 12 history, well, you were told that this temple was like 1,000, 2,000, maybe more years old, and Eldaria itself is only around 2,000 years old, so maybe this is like beings that existed before Eldaria and how like the church took over, possibly. With the religion check, pretty much more so that this is sort of an ancient sort of like deity that existed before Eldaria and was sealed away pretty much upon the rise of Eldaria.
Skazin will start internally forming a theory of like this is probably something related to the origin, like the original myth of Eldaria, but he'll think about it.
While that happens, I was gonna ask the archaeologist, hey, do you know where your friends might be? How many of there are you? Are there? How?
Two
How
of
many more
us
of you?
were two of us, me and another guy. No idea where they like took him. We were blindfolded when we were brought down here.
Do you have a rough idea of how big this complex is?
It's not too big. It's this room and like two others. Most of the rest of it collapsed in on itself.
Good to know. I would say stay put, but I don't know if you really have a choice, so. I'll like walk off.
What
Is there a
takes
door?
everyone so long?
Is there a door in this room?
There are no doors. There may be remnants of a hinge, but whatever was a door, no longer.
John Forge, evaluate the tactical position of this room as a defense position should things go down.
What? I guess I could do a tactics check if that's really what he wants me to do.
No, I just want you to be like, hey, this looks
Hey.
like a good place to fucking kill people.
Yeah, Scatman like
I
tries
was
his
I was
best.
gonna ask you if you wanted to enter, but there goes that, I guess.
Yeah,
Hallway,
like Scatman like
hallway.
tries his best to just like
Rude.
squeeze into this
Basically,
square.
it's like, hey, do you think we can kill this kobold in this room and not be noticed?
Not saying this in character at all. We're still going with the ruse. It's fine. Everything's fine.
Got
Okay,
it.
what are these shinies of which you speak?
Oh,
I guess you'll move out of the way.
excuse me.
There
There we
you
go.
Get out of here.
Oh, ah.
Become one with John's voice.
No!
Points down.
I die.
Hmm.
There's shinies in here?
He'll look. Nah. Kinda. Okay. Reason I bring you into side room. Other kobolds do not know this. I am not here for shinies. I'm here for something else. You see inscription on the
raised.
wall?
Looks at inscription on the wall.
He's
Oh, you
referring
mean
to the one
other
in the
back
other
wall,
room.
or this? Is there a
Looks
wall
on-
in here?
Looks at the inscription on the wall.
Yeah. Pretty much the thing that I described earlier, the sort of like history as it goes around.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I didn't look.
One
Oh,
inscription.
quite a bit.
And the one that tells story, this story inscription.
I
Oh.
have looked at it.
Like,
What
I-
happened?
I glanced at it.
Looks nice. You want that?
I don't know if we can give him that.
I mean,
No. You see, every night I sleep, I dream, and I see that. Over and over. A
like
message
the
of some
picture?
sort. Like picture but moving.
You have a vision in your dream.
Yes.
Have you spoken
Is
to
that
anybody
the-
about these dreams?
No.
Is
You,
that before?
you guys first I tell.
Is that before you come to this place or after?
Before. I have these
How
visions,
curious.
except more. I see like after. I see like things breaking, death, burning, destruction.
Chains, perhaps?
Yes. Chain snap.
Sounds like bad things happening. Portends of
Bad, very bad.
future garbage. I don't fucking care. Sorry. Sometimes I say things and they mean things, and I just stop caring in the middle of sentences.
So, I come here looking for answers. I ask archaeologists, he no have answers.
These guys are a bunch of dumbasses. Why would you think they know anything? Sorry, I'm drifting into a different character. These archaeologists, they know lots about the history. They don't know much about the current or the future. You know what I mean?
Yes. They know very little. You have big brain. You know more?
Yes, bad things happen, and bad things are always on the horizon, especially when looking forward. I've heard things, of course, about what is happening within the world. Things can be leading down another end, especially with what's funny is war. The lack of war actually brings more issues.
You sound like a used
What?
wagon salesman.
Used wagon salesman.
You sound more like an arms dealer right now.
What? Why would I do that? I would never. I would never
I
sell
feel like
arms.
I feel like you would be the kind of person to sell arms. No offense, but
I don't sell arms. Skins I sell. Arms I do not.
That's not much better. I think
I'm
that
just
might be worse.
joking. That was a joke.
Arms do
Arms
sound
as
very
in
lucrative.
I feel like he would be an arms dealer, but actual literal arms instead of weapons.
Oh, I was thinking of making that
that's-
joke. I'm like, nah.
Oh, I sell arms all right.
Oh, but inside of the arms is the actual weapon.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I'm just
There are
peddling
layers.
these fine arms.
And what it is you intend to do with these visions? It does not sound like a good thing.
No, bad, very bad. I want to learn what it's about. Stop it. Change future.
That is difficult to do. Futures are typically set in stone.
So, did you kidnap these archaeologists to try to change the future instead of just telling them your dream or explaining what was going on?
Maybe.
Look at how he is treated among the
Radika's
archaeologists.
beside herself.
We ourselves have heard how the archaeologists speak about the kobolds.
I
Hmm.
don't want to assume, but
Anything
I-
that he says, they will just take as being nonsense.
you did try to talk to them first, and you didn't just attack, right, Mister Kobold?
Oh, no.
You don't have to
I let
answer
muscles
that.
do talking.
You
Okay,
don't have
see,
to
that's
answer
where the
that.
problem lies.
You're fine. You're fine. You don't have to answer
I
these
mean,
questions.
you're fine now, but that's probably the reason why we were called here.
You were trying to do the right thing. That's all that matters. Come on.
I mean, you do know the correct way to do this now is to let the archaeologists go and kind of explain your position here. Yes.
Whoa. Nobody said
whoa.
anything about this.
What do you mean? This is what we're here for.
No.
Also, like
It's
while
someone
this is,
DC.
I
Yeah,
believe
we
so.
lost someone.
Yeah, I think JP's gone. Anyways, while this is
Okay.
happening,
I'm
like
back.
Skazin is like squinting really hard at the kobold. Can I try to make an insight check at like where he is actually trying to, like
Yeah, make an insight.
pop things instead of like have shinies?
Yeah.
I will make an insight check, which probably sucks. Yes.
You can't really see through him.
Yeah, Skazin is usually a untrusting character, so he'll like keep a little bit of caution on him, but what the hell is it? It's like he'll just nod and go, well, it seems like at least your purpose and mine are aligning. If the vision is to be trusted, then we should better find an explanation for it.
But if we are going to keep your friends in the dark, it will take actual shinies to do so.
Yes. It'll sort of like look at like all like the broken and like destroyed things like on the floor.
Yeah, that's not going to help us.
Well, hold on. Let me try something.
Yeah, go through
Can I
it.
pick up one of like a broken like piece? Like what are these whatever broken objects there are? Could I do like a combination of mending and prestidigitation to try to make it look as shiny as possible?
Yeah. Pretty much
Does it?
you grab some of like the shattered pieces, and the way mending works is pretty much it fixes one like terror like seam. So with like multiple like pieces, it will take multiple casts of mending. But you are able to like start putting some of this back together.
I don't know if we have the time for me to fix up all of these, but I could probably make them look shiny enough that it might satisfy the rest of the kobolds.
Yes, good plan. We'll make very good.
How many kobolds do you have?
He'll think.
It's okay, numbers not. It's
Many.
fine.
Many.
I may have, I could give them 1 gold each, but they would be on the contract by me.
right now they under me.
Well, you would be, of course, controlling them, and then I would be above you, giving you tasks to do if I need such things done.
This is either a pyramid scheme or a gang boss.
I don't see the issue with either of those.
It is not my place to judge.
Ladika will just continue doing her work and pretend like this isn't happening.
But it would give you opportunity to not lose face with them, trying to do your very noble mission, while also providing shinies for all of them.
Whoa. I think John is also pretty shiny.
Yeah, but we can't give John away. John the keeper. We can't give him away.
I feel like you're worth
I guess.
far too many shinies, I think, to just give away. That would be a lot.
Mental man, very many shinies.
Yeah, you're at least worth 2 arms. Warforged
even-
arms, very premium.
He does have 2 arms. You could deal with those.
I am an arms dealer.
Warforged arms are very good to deal in. People don't get mad about those.
What do you mean get mad?
Upset. Perturbed.
I mean,
Hold on you.
right. How shiny are these things looking right now? I was thinking about just giving them like as close to as like shards of shiny pottery or something or whatever looks pretty in this pile of garbage. I don't want to like completely remake like whatever these are. 'Cause I feel like that would take forever.
Yeah, as you cast prestidigitation on it, cleaning up all of, like the dust and like aging like stuff on it, it is quite. Let's actually see. I wrote down words for this. The shards look like they are sort of excellent quality in terms of like
Yeah.
how shiny they are, how useful they can be.
This doesn't look too bad. I'll like hold up a piece. Do you think that they'll take these?
No, Bill.
Let me look at them. It's kind of like polishing a very, smooth piece of dirt.
Okay, it doesn't have to be literally valuable. It just has to look valuable. That's the whole point.
We can perhaps add a little bit of trickery, and he'll Scatter will like try to find a piece of rubble, or a piece of like a pebble or something, cast light on it, and just toss it into the waste. Is it the waste?
Oh, that's bright. That's bright.
It's fine. It's fine. We don't have to actually give them shinies right now. We can take the archaeologist, say, "Hey, we're going to find shinies." Da, 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 and then we can all leave.
I mean, we could just do that. We could just find the archaeologist and leave.
Once we collect all the shinies, he will say in a very hushed tone, and John Forged, you may have to take care of people.
I
Now,
would be I would be worried though. What if the kobolds come back to the camp after we're done, after they realize we took their shinies and their leader and the archaeologist and just left?
SOL, that's what they would be.
We are getting paid 10 gold, so
I mean, no, we're not getting paid 10 gold. We're getting paid 10 gold for removing people from this area. We're getting paid more gold just for finding whatever is extremely valuable within this area.
right.
So that we can either, say, hey, no, we don't want 10 gold for archaeologists, it's fine. And then just grab the valuable thing, leave them to have to deal with kobolds. And then, we have shinies, we have money to get paid, we lose out on 10 gold.
I'm not very optimistic. This place has very much value in it,
The
other than
goal
knowledge,
isn't-
which is not very valuable to me.
Well, Scatter will like throw you a look at that remark, but he'll say, "The gold isn't the issue. There are innocent lives on the line."
I mean, if we collect the archaeologist as we leave, it'll be fine.
Now, if I can tell you the meaning of these walls out there, would you be fine just letting the archaeologist go?
You know meanings of walls?
More or less, yes.
Tell me. And I let them go.
You'll let them go? Okay. So, I mean, I can give this as an in-character explanation or say it right well, but I can also say, well, essentially, this seems to be starting with the rise of some draconic being before the establishment of Eldaria. He was seemed to have been some sort of mighty being with worshippers, traveled throughout the realm, seemed to be the size of mountains, though that might just be a description of his strength. But over time, he had his own worshippers, his own church. It seemed he was maybe a god of some sort, not one that I can identify. But what becomes important with what you've described of your dreams is that seems other draconic beings similar to them fought them and chained them and sealed them away somewhere. And that sealing was about the time of the establishment of Eldaria. So it seems that whatever was chained away is whatever you were dreaming of. And if these seals break, that might be what your future dreams indicate.
I see. So we need more chains?
The issue is, if you open up the box, then will you be able to close it? Do you see what I mean?
Put box in another box?
But you can see in your dreams that that might not work out so well.
Yet without analysis, how can we come up with a solution?
You give good explanation. We'll like walk around. Excuse me.
No, wait, we need the archaeologist.
He's letting them go.
Yes.
Yeah, but we need him to identify the artifact that we're here to find.
There's another one that we could.
I'll untie him and
find if
then
he's just
tell
gonna
him to
leave.
not leave.
Because unless somebody here knows about history, I only see value in the shiny, not in the non-shiny.
I do
Looks at
in
my
ample
lore.
amount.
You skinny man. Put hands on altar. He'll put his like tied hands onto the altar. The kobold will take out a great axe off of his back.
This could go either very good.
Hey,
or
whoa,
very
whoa, whoa!
And
Just
he'll-
make this thing smaller.
It's fine. He knows what he's doing.
And he'll
Let
swing.
him
Does he
cook.
really?
He'll
Let him
swing.
Have the knife if you like that instead.
And he'll take a swing and like cut
Guess
the
he wants to
rope.
deal in arms too.
Oh, good. 10 foot above.
Other tall beings want to talk with you. Take a seat.
Like, check to make sure that his hands are still there.
He is like also glad his hands have not been removed.
Sorry about that.
Honestly, just kind of happy not to be tied up anymore.
So, this is gonna sound weird, but, you can't leave yet.
Oh, okay. Why not?
We kind of made a deal.
I
look to Vecran, like, desperately, like, please explain.
We need your expertise in certain matters.
Would you mind coming to the side room for a moment?
Sure. Does Bill speak Draconic?
No,
You just hear like yipping and
I
talking.
don't speak your language. Please speak normal.
What are they saying?
Yeah,
Can I
uh,
overhear
Yeah, well,
them?
what are they saying?
Those of you who
It's like-
can understand Draconic hear them start being like, "Do you think we're gonna get a lot of good Chinese? Yeah, many, many good Chinese. One big good Chinese? Ooh, that could be fun. Yeah, very fun.
John, you speak Draconic?
That frog looks a little weird. Yeah,
Yes.
he's a bit weird.
Come translate for me.
they are excited over Chinese.
Do you think Frog has Chinese? We should take his Chinese. Lots of Chinese.
Tell them, I have offer for them for Chinese.
Wait, no, can you repeat that?
I have offer for them. I will give them Chinese in exchange for deal.
Okay. Kobolds. Frog does have shinies, and you may want them. What you do? God, I can't fucking words. Jesus, may want to give them to you for a deal
Frog give Chinese? Chinese. Frog give Chinese.
in exchange for something.
Tell them we would like them to join the resistance against the Brethren, because the Brethren wants to take all the shinies for themselves.
Oh no.
What are you
I knew this was
doing?
gonna happen.
I can't believe he's trying to incite a revolution.
So I'm gonna go right here, and I'm gonna lean down a little bit. In exchange, we would like to give you some information. Big Kobold has no shinies.
How loudly are they saying this?
We're not saying this loudly. We're just talking in like the hushed tones that we can speak in right here. Because we're
Clueless.
inciting revolution over here.
You see the giant kobold has his great axe and he's sort of just pumping it as he lays on.
I cannot lie. He does not have shinies. But Bill has shinies. Frogman has shinies.
You say boss has no shinies? Boss promises us shinies. You want shinies?
He does not.
Tell them I will take over as their leader and lead them to more shinies.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
My friend Bill, Frogman here. He will lead you to shinies if you follow him.
They all sort of like look at each other.
Would you like to demonstrate, Bill, your shinies?
And Bill will take out a hand of 10 gold.
Immediately, as soon as it comes out of your pocket, all of them just immediately look at you.
Shiny. And he'll just like do the thing where he kind of like makes it into a roll and then just has it drip down to each other, making the tinging sound that coins make.
They are like in a trance looking at your gold.
And then he will put it away. Tell them they get shinies if they join.
See many shinies.
And then tell them to spread the word. Do not inform Big Kobold.
Let your other friends know that Bill has shinies and Big Man does not. Do with that what you will. And what do they do?
We consider. Like they go off on like their own into like the corner and just in their own
That is
hushed
all I
tone.
ask. And then I'll
Same
go to
time.
Bill.
Excellent.
I'll go to Bill. The seed has been sown.
Meanwhile, over here,
We have done what we have came to do.
I'll go over here.
so why can't I leave?
It's first the big muscly one. Oh yeah, and he's saying this in a volume where they can hear in the room, but outside, not necessarily for her.
Yeah.
But essentially, the bustle one, he isn't here for gold or treasure. He's here for knowledge. And because apparently he's had dreams and visions that match the stories on these walls, which I can fill you in on briefly, but that's not as important at this moment because
Yeah, I have the vague idea of what they say.
essentially you probably might have discerned that at the end it shows some draconic being being chained up and stored away, sealed away. But what this muscly kobold is having is that he's having dreams of parts of this story, but then also dreams of the future where this being breaks free, and he has seen breaking chains in his dreams, and he sees widespread destruction. So he's come here out of curiosity of that. I'm not exactly sure how he found this location, but that has its own concerns in itself. Because if he is seeing the future, or some version of it, then that might be an indication of what could come. However, maybe it's also a trick, or whatever is sealed away could actually be here, and by going into the tomb, or just not necessarily a tomb, this temple to retrieve the artifacts, we could accidentally release it. It could be a trap. I don't know. The point is that he wants you here because you might be able to identify the artifacts better than we can. And as for him and the others, like I said, he's not interested in the Shinies, as they say. But the other ones, his pack, are. So he's weighing wanting to know the information, but also needing to supply his pack. Personally, my end goal here is to secure the lives of you and your peers, and then rid this place of the kobolds. I do not care how we go about that, but that is essentially where we are at now.
I understand your reluctance to help your abductors, but from one scholar to another isn't the seeking of knowledge what we're here for.
Yeah, and even if I get knowledge, dying with it makes it useless.
Essentially, we need to extract you and your peers.
He will sort of nod and sort of walk over and sort of pull out one of the rocks of the wall, revealing a sort of hidden like compartment.
Why are there so many hidden compartments in this dungeon?
Oh, they were suspicious people. And within is a pretty much a sort of silver sort of claw that is quite shiny and quite valuable.
I would say, first, don't show it to the frog. He'll try to steal it. But keep that stored away for now, because frankly, while my first goal is to secure the safety of you and your brothers, the second part is still clearing this facility. And I'm not exactly content with allowing a pack of marauders to roam the landscape. So if we can cleanse this place, that would be more ideal for the security of the area. But I'm not sure how to proceed with that right now. If we can have them distracted and do a little spring cleaning, that would be great. But I'm not going to make that decision alone.
I think it's happening. John, John, I see it.
Yeah, John's gonna be watching this.
Oh,
John,
God.
Meanwhile, oh no, I just looked at the
Yeah.
as you have been talking with him, the kobolds have been moving. They appear to be currently talking with their boss in a very low voice.
John, we need to get over there.
perception check if you want to try overhearing from where you're at or move closer to.
I'll just be here. Okay, so with these macros, that are just on here, does it already add my proficiency if I'm proficient in it or no?
It should.
It should, yeah.
Okay.
And you can hover over like the end
It is.
result,
Okay,
and
well,
that will
Jesus.
show you the breakdown.
God damn, John. I'm glad you actually hear it because I don't speak fucking Draconic.
Alrighty. With a 7, you don't overhear this. With a 22, you do overhear this. You hear the sort of like kobold in the center talking with the boss, saying, "Now you promised us shinies, right? You have shinies, right? I'm going to once we get them. And you're here for shinies too, right? Yeah. How many shinies are you going to keep? Some of them. Equal share? The frog told us you have no shinies. Yeah, you have no shinies. You're not here.
Nope.
Pretty much as you overhear this, he'll sort of like look over to you guys. Look back to them.
The chick might be up.
Just yell at them, hey, that man is lying to you.
Are you guys still whispering, or is it starting to be panic?
No, this is starting to be like actual talking.
I'll like peek out. Are you guys
He has
okay
no
out here?
shinies.
What are you guys okay?
I'll say to the archaeologist, stay back.
Yeah. Well, guys, you
What's
know who
happening?
does have shinies? Frog. I know how we can get them. He'll smile and turn around.
then John will be like,
What did you do?
John's gonna pipe up.
Why are
if
they-
you come to
why-
our side, we will give you the shinies.
Oh, why are they grouped up like that?
There's no guarantee you will get the shinies from us if you are against us.
Arm yourselves.
What will it be?
You need not remind me.
We'll get the
I will
shinies.
Tell them I will lead them to even more shinies, as I am the bringer of shinies.
If you follow Frog, he knows where more shinies are.
I have become
What are you doing?
frog bringer of shinies.
You use Frog, bringer of shinies.
Bill will take out 20 gold pieces.
This is
There's no way.
so good.
They're all looking at the shinies.
There's no way they
And
get
you will
lied
put
to
them away.
twice.
Well, Buff Kobold, present your shinies.
He will pull out his great axe.
Toss
This
a
is
few coins over. Toss a few over.
Is that a
My
shiny?
shiny I need to get more shinies.
It doesn't look that shiny.
I too have a shiny, and I'll pull out my glaive.
Oh
Bill
god.
will take out 5 coins and he will toss them to the individual areas in front of us.
We're just gonna start like flipping coins over there. Ping, ping.
Just gonna,
Come over here, good kobold. Come
I think we want them to be away from us.
become Bill's friend.
don't mind me.
He's trying to have them defect.
Just gonna make a wisdom save for all of them to see if they can
Uh,
resist the shinies.
Oh my god.
Hey, there's one. Nope.
Wait, why does one have -4?
Oh, that was a strength save by accident.
Oh yeah. Well, still 12.
12.
That doesn't work. Toss more.
Hold on. Oh my god.
Oh,
20.
Oh, God.
Early.
So that is going to be
2 of them are distracted.
Or you have maybe
3
three
of them.
defectors?
3 of
Three
them.
defectors.
so it's going to
3
be
defectors.
1, 2, and 3. So go in the back. We'll pretty much run up and like grab the shinies, and so will this one.
You have joined the correct side.
Toss more. Toss more.
He will take out
that is
5 more
not it.
coins.
That
And
is
then
not the only shinies.
Are you
That
giving away
actually
all your
John
money?
will pull out 5 and throw 5.
Are we spending all this money on these kobolds?
I hate to tell you, but we're not poor.
Okay.
You throw more money.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw 5. Yeah.
These three will just continue eating up all the money.
Looks wide-eyed. They
Nom,
don't
nom,
look
nom.
Look at
money
that!
being
Look at this
fucking.
one's getting shiny.
These ones will sort of like look at each other, look back. All right, this has gone on long enough. And is at this point, yeah,
We go
we
into
need you
initiative.
guys to roll for initiative.
Hey, hold on.
Do we have to roll it manually or is it automatically?
Roll manually.
I'm just gonna have this aura because that's gonna be my threat range.
That's a pretty good threat and range you got there. Polearm Master, reach weapon, lunge guy.
Yeah.
Look at you. Yeah, you should become an Echo Knight so you can have a second one.
No, it's gonna be Rune Knight for me, but Echo
yeah.
definitely was a thought.
I played a fighter that was that. It was very fun.
I did a Echo Knight Ancestral Barb. That was very fun.
There you go. And then the last three also need to be rolled for.
Hey, this is only costing me 15 gold. That ain't too bad.
Yeah, not bad.
Oh, I have a plan where you'll get that back.
So do I.
That's like a third of my gold.
Oh, by the way, how high are these ceilings?
The ceiling is about like 9 feet.
Okay.
Actually,
Oh, murdering the people.
actually, in this room, it's more so like probably 15.
Okay, because I'm just thinking with flying. If I
Mm.
want to like hover above them.
Flying characters go burr. Awesome. All right. So, at the top of the initiative, we have Kobold number 3, who will continue picking up coins. Bill Corpa.
It is me, Bill Corpa. Run away!
I gotta get out of here.
Brave Sir Corpa.
Action! Self check.
Mm. Your head. And you vanish into shadow.
They can see me now. I am perfectly blended in.
Look to my right.
Shut up. And that's my turn.
Nice.
Bonus action stealth mod till level 2. Feels bad, man.
Feels bad indeed. Zekran.
Let me look at my spells.
Hmm?
I'm thinking. I'm trying to think. I'm thinking I might hold action Vicious Mockery for when the big guy gets in range.
Mm.
Because if it, he fails that, he gets advantage on this attack. So and then that would mean good for us.
Hmm?
Yeah, but since obviously he's not in line of sight right now, he's probably gonna. Okay, for this, we have free tactics checks, right?
Yes, you do.
So, okay. From the corner of it's through the doorway. It's a bit difficult to.
Mm.
I don't know if you can see my line of sight,
Yeah.
so he can't really see any at the second.
Yeah, but you're good to roll a tactics check. You've been standing around him for a while. You are able to get some vibes. without direct line of sight right now.
Okay. I'm gonna do a tactics on just the main attack of the jacked kobold.
Go for it. 18 successful. Here is the traits. Or traits and abilities. He has Iron Abs, Pack Tactics. As an action, he has his Great Axe. As a bonus action, he has Your Turn to Grovel. Anything you would like to identify?
The bonus action was your turn to grovel, right?
Yes, indeed.
I'll identify that one.
All right, Your Turn to Grovel. Pretty much, he points at an enemy and commands them to beg for their life. You can choose to fall prone and beg, or you can stand your ground, giving him a +1 to attack until the start of his next turn. Or until the end of his next turn, I should say.
Anyway, I'm just now figuring out where to exactly stand just to get a line of sight. I guess right here I've sort of like have that weirdly split line of sight.
Yeah.
So I know my action will be a hold action, vicious mockery on the jacked guy.
Gotcha.
And okay, next. I don't know if I can. Okay, yeah.
Right. Kobold number 4 will have their turn and will make their way up.
So when he gets here,
Yep.
I'm gonna op attack him.
All right. Make the attack.
Polearm, glaive, non-lethal if I do, happen to hook him up.
Yeah, you fucked him up, dog.
Yeah.
Oh lord.
Why non-lethal?
They're worth
We're not
So
trying
something.
to kill the poor guys.
He gets
I
in my
think.
threat range, and how I like to describe this is that it's not the glaive that's long. It's more like the glaive is in his hand. His hand just extends out like an extendo arm,
Mhm.
and just fucking pummels this guy.
It's like
As
Inspector Gadget.
Yeah.
Just bonk them.
Ever is unconscious.
Slaves, excellent.
Don't know. Anyways, he's upside down. That will be good enough. Yeah. So he got fucked.
Okay.
Don't worry, I did not kill him.
Right.
Should have.
That's
I
what
see that.
I thought we were killing them.
Well, we
could sell them
weren't
later
skinning
for
them.
money.
We didn't kill them though.
Oh wait, it's okay to. It's not okay to skin. It's okay to sell them, right?
We're not selling them.
Oh no, it's the wagon salesman. What's in the wagon?
I can like
Just
just barely
smuggling
see.
normal goods. Here, smile.
I can like just barely see the jacked kobold. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me just make sure I can. This is like actually within range. Okay. Yeah. I'm going to mine sliver.
Gotcha.
Go on in. Make the save.
Intelligence saving throw.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Stupid.
Ouch.
Take 6 psychic damage now.
She should take 6 psychic damage now.
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 And your save is reduced by that much next time.
Gotcha.
I don't know if it's intended, but we can see the health of them.
That's fine.
Metagaming. I'm metagaming.
Oh my god,
backup
I can't
more.
believe you're
Going for meta.
metagaming.
Actually, I'm gonna stay here. Yeah, this is fine. Yeah, that's my turn. Level 1 sorcerer, by the way.
Hey,
Hey.
Scathen.
Scassin is disappointed? ? He'll look at Bill and just lets out the longest sigh you've heard, and just goes, "Your avarice is impressive. We could have learned so much more. Disappointing." And he will actually watch. Yeah. Seeing that, like, John already, like, knocked out the kobold, he will access the risk situation and decide to not use basically the only resource I have, and instead he'll just walk forward. Hell is walking through allies work here.
You're able to walk through allies. No problem.
Alright, I'll walk 20 here, and actually I'll just try to squeeze through the gap between John and the wall and stand in the front line.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
And God, how are we fighting? I still don't understand, but I suppose insurrecting is one hell of a drug. He will.
Is he saying this out loud, or is this just you?
Like internal dialogue of the player,
Okay,
of
making
me,
sure.
the
Old man
player.
mumbling.
Yeah, like he is definitely mumbling like random stuff. Like,
All right.
there is so much potential in this meeting. Like, there's knowledge. Well, that kind of stuff. And as I suppose he will get ready to strike once anyone, like any kobold, approaches. And to describe, you wouldn't really expect to see someone this old use a sword, but he kind of does. Like, but instead of actually holding the sword, you see him like put his left hand down on the walking cane that he usually holds, and with his right hand he just takes out his rapier, throw it in the air, and starts like weaving his right hand fingers together, sort of like a puppeteer controlling the rapier, and the rapier just sort of telekinetically starts following his orders around him.
Sick.
So yeah, like you look at him, you wouldn't expect him to be able to swing a sword effectively, but magic. And
Magic.
well, to be more precise, ready in action to attack anyone who comes into my attack range. Well, attack any kobold who comes into my attack range.
Friend walks up. Oops.
Damn it, he got me.
The trap is set.
All right.
Anyways, end turn. Actually, can I get free tactics, right?
Yes, you do.
Let me do that. I always forget that that's the case.
Mm-hmm.
Because I decided to go for a different system in my games. Whereas it's a skill, and I am not very good at it.
Unfortunately, that is not sufficient.
They're kobolds.
True.
Alright, enter.
All right.
Yeah, indeed, cool. Alright, I'm gonna bonus action fucking go into my fighting style. And then
Wait, you can fight? I just thought you were a pretty face.
Yeah, this kobold is unconscious. I'll move him.
yes, I fight. She's just gonna go there. She's gonna ready action hit whoever comes in range.
Mhm.
She's not gonna hit the ones that are distracted by the shinies.
Yeah.
What good kobolds? Perfect for my kobold mafia.
Kobold 1 will sort of like look at like his like friend that got knocked out. Look at the other two that are here. Consider his options. Boss is looking at him. And he'll think.
Show him the beef, John.
He did get shinies from Frog. What
Does he want
if
to be Inspector Gadgeted?
he'll be indecisive for his turn? John Forged.
Gonna funk.
He's
I would just
walking forward.
Not necessarily step on it, just be over the unconscious guy. I'm unsure how bad at math you are, but God damn it. But it is. God damn it. I can't fucking say anything. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
You got this.
I would be doing the
Short-circuiting.
same thing.
You'll get to.
I know. I'm unsure how good you are at math, but we have more numbers than you. This is a losing battle.
Good job, calculator man.
Calculator, man.
The jacked kobold will like look at you, squint, and smile.
What is
All
that?
right.
What does that smile mean? What kind of response is that?
I don't know.
He's a confident little one.
I know. All right. That's the case.
Could you guys like beat him up just a little bit more? I have a plan.
Beat him up just a little bit. Okay.
Just a little bit.
Just hurt him a little bit.
You know,
I mean, a little, strong. You can take it.
it seems like talking has expended itself. Time for pain. And then I'm gonna from instead of the whole like go gadget, just stab him. Instead, his wrists can rotate 360 degrees, and he's already going to fucking twirl this glaive like a fucking helicopter blade and just ram it into his fucking face.
Gotcha. Nice.
So gonna do that 15
All right.
for 12 slashing.
His AC is 15. I'll hit.
Nice. I'm gonna goading attack.
Gotcha.
So let me go link that. I don't have a macro for it, but such as such. Oh, I also add the die, do I not? So 1d4. 2 extra. And I think the wisdom save to my con would be my con. So
I think the
8
wisdom
plus 2,
save
13. DC 13.
that will fail.
All right. I'm gonna be angry at me. I wanted to be angry at me anyway. And then so Spinny smack him with the bladed edge, and then it's gonna go around spin once more with the pommel side for Polar Master. Fucking Christ.
Did you
Good fucking crit, dog.
That is
my
a critical
lord.
strike that was confirmed with another natural 20.
Yeah.
What a fucking beast.
If I remember correctly, doesn't that max the damage if you double crit?
Oh, I got no clue, man.
I don't remember. That's a rule that isn't
I didn't know
written down
we-
very
Yeah.
well.
I didn't know we had crit confirms.
We do have crit.
We do have
confirms.
crit confirms. I
Just don't remember where it is.
I mean, wait, so that's a lot. That's a lot.
Yeah. Regardless, we'll figure that out later. But for now, he will take the damage.
Sheesh.
Looks like he's got some DR. So that the glaive will retract back to me, and I'll be again in a almost reactionary stance with my glaive and my big ass tower shield fucking in my way, hiding the majority of my body. And that'll be me.
Gotcha. Kobold number 5. Will move forward.
And glaive.
Mm-hmm.
Non-lethal, of course.
Blocked.
He'll be knocked out.
Numbers are
immediately.
dwindling, strong man.
Kobold number 2 will. He'll seize an opportunity. He will pull out one of his daggers and make a stab towards the much fleshier one rather than the one made out of metal.
No.
Rude.
Attack. He will
Miss.
completely miss.
What the fuck? You're supposed to be in the Kobold Mafia.
Make an attack with his other dagger for 1 damage.
Wow.
He's trying his best. And
Kobolds, more like
Oi.
rats.
Why don't you attack me?
You know, I'm gonna let him go.
you only have 1 attack of opportunity, correct? Or do you
I have 2.
Oh, you have 2. Cool.
Yeah.
He will move through your threatened area. Not provoking? I wonder why not.
Kaneko will be. It'll provoke from Kaneko.
Oh, look, someone approached me.
Ah, yes. That is 11, dealing 7 damage? 8 damage?
8. +1.
Oh, plus 1d4?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Are you lethal or non-lethaling?
Non-lethal.
Non-lethal. They're all just getting knocked out. The Jack Kobold will whistle. You will hear footsteps from a different part of the building. He'll then, looking dead in John Forge's eyes, take a step forward.
And then he'll get smacked.
Hmm. That'll hit.
God, that's a shit ton of damage.
Holy.
Then he'll take another step forward unless.
That's
No.
where he
Oh, yeah.
provokes from my
The vicious mockery.
yeah.
Alright. Roll a vicious mockery. Cool. 2 psychic damage. Saving throw is DC 14. The Mind Sliver went on the Gordon attack, so it's not still here.
My mind sliver.
I mean, it helped with the Gordon attack.
True.
With some saving throw. That'll fail. He'll take 2 psychic damage and
Now he has disadvantage on
disadvantage.
everyone.
Alright.
Little rat.
Alright.
Show me what you got.
So he will hold his great axe, a weapon that is a great axes, heavy weapons. He has disadvantage on making this attack because it's a size too big for him, as he is small. He gets advantage from pack tactics. Those cancel out.
But then there's
Advantage and disadvantage do not stack. If you have both, they just cancel out to normal.
Are we counting the unconscious ally as an ally for it?
No,
No, we're counting Kobold number 2.
Oh, yeah.
The one who
Shit.
decided to get things done.
Oh, yeah.
Right, actually, first he'll point towards Kaneko and use your turn to grovel. You can choose to fall prone, or he'll get a +1 to attack you till the end of his next turn.
She'll stand.
Gotcha. Alright, he'll make an attack with his great axe against John Forged.
Mm-hmm. Let's see.
Man, you thought.
Nope. 21 AC.
Alright. The swing deflected off of your metal. Devastating blow if it did land. He'll then flex his muscles.
That's a lot of damage, though.
It was.
He is quite strong. He has a +8 to damage.
Whew.
Kobold 3.
That's also rolling a 9 on the d12, so.
Yeah.
Remember Kobold 3.
He hears a voice
I remember.
and will sort of just step off to the side.
Good Kobold 3.
Bill Corpa.
Bill sneaks up. Sneak, sneak, sneak. Sneak. And chucks a rock at it.
Alright. Make the attack with advantage as you are hidden.
Are you tomato timing this guy with rocks?
That'll
And let me
hit.
add a d6 onto that.
All right, roll d6.
'Cause
Throws
that's
a
Snape.
rock at his head.
Uh,
Does that knock him out?
he will take 4 plus 3, minus 3 because of his iron abs. Actually, no, not minus 3 because he can't see you, so he isn't able to flex to deflect the attacks. So he'll take full damage and be knocked out.
I am the leader of the Kobo. Hello, my friends. Have you decided to join my side now?
They'll all
John.
sort of like look at his boss on the their boss on the ground, sort of just like look at you and nod.
That's what I thought. Now let's go and get some shinies.
Oh, I guess I won't have to put them to sleep after all.
Oh, I can do that.
These three will all like Kobold 2 will pretty much like put his hands up and like walk back. Provoking if you wish to strike him.
Kill them now.
He did stab you for 1 damage.
They dared to raise a hand against you.
She won't hit him.
Morally good.
We have started, John.
Yeah, pretty much. Also, as this is happening, like a whole bunch of like kobolds just like turn the corner and like sort of see their boss on the ground and like look at each other.
Tell them, John. Tell them they can join me.
Kobolds, join us for shinies. Saying draconic.
Oh, we do like shinies. They will like
Yes,
walk
yes.
up, see their kin unconscious.
They're fine. They're fine. Everyone's okay. If you're
Oh,
wondering
that's
that.
one. We took out that one because he wasn't after the shinies.
I say
They
I
didn't want shinies
Wait,
enough,
did,
so we
did
knocked
you
them out.
lethally throw that rock
You
or
can't non-lethally do a ranged attack.
Oh wait, he's dead.
He's fucking
Oh my
dead.
Bill, I
We
don't
saved
think
all
their
the
boss.
underlings. I wonder
I don't
why.
think he's breathing.
out of all the like things that could have been non-lethally, throwing a rock I could easily see being non-lethal.
Yeah, I like look at him. I'm like,
shooting an arrow, maybe not, but like throwing a rock.
Was that cigarette too fucking bad? I guess.
Well,
yeah,
Are we
Bill,
out of initiative?
he's not breathing. He's not breathing at all.
we just
He's smoking on that bozo pack.
set him dead again.
Are we out of initiative?
By Salazar, this is a mess.
So about that
Goodness.
prestidigitation.
Just look at you completely bewildered. This man's dead, and you're like, so we're gonna hide the body, right? I think we should worry about the kobolds whose leader we just killed first.
Where I am
What do you
definitely-
mean? Bill is their leader.
I'll like look to the kobolds. He's just resting. I'll say Draconic.
Roll deception.
I'm good at that. I'm good at that.
Bill will start counting.
Yeah.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's perfectly fine. Bill will hand out to each of the kobolds 2 gold pieces each. Good job. Good job.
They
Thanks
will
for
take-
joining.
Yeah,
Thanks for joining.
they'll like
As I'm
take the gold
as
in their
I'm
palm
doing
and be
this-
like, oh.
as I say that, I'm like pressing away the blood on his forehead.
I'm just creating a distraction. Dog.
yeah. He's just resting. He'll be fine.
Bill, there may be a language barrier between you and your underlings.
That's perfect. That's why I have you.
Wait.
I think you're in this for the long run, Mr. Forged.
Welcome to the team.
I think you've been conscripted, actually.
The 9 kobolds will like sort of like look at each other's like gold, like some of them will like trade their gold pieces.
do we want to like move this guy to the back or something?
Yeah, go throw him in there,
Into a bag.
No, not
Oh,
the
bag?
well,
You've got a bed that can
do you,
fit him?
do you have a big enough bag? I was just gonna say
Um,
put him in the back. Just put him in that.
I
That
was
was my point.
I was going to say I have a compartment in my chest. He may fit in my compartment.
Yep,
Oh,
let's put him in there. Let's
yeah,
start
shove him in
stuffing
there.
him in.
Just put him in.
Why is this the reverse of the skin suit? I had a skin suit. Like the game I played, it has skin suit, and now we have a reverse skin suit.
I'm like helping you show like put the kobold in. Oh wait, does this make me murderous now? Am I
Nope,
am I not
a
silly
little
anymore?
bit. Don't worry about it though.
Am I not silly anymore? I don't want to be murderous. I want to be silly.
You're a witness.
No.
What does that mean? Am I
Spread the
complicit?
legs, legit.
Did I kill somebody?
The frog is the killer.
I didn't kill anybody. That rock killed them.
I
I don't know where that fucking shit came from. You see where it came from? I know I didn't.
All right, so this is so fucking stupid. So DM, I have internal storage compartments. All right.
Yep.
Can a kobold fit in internal storage compartment?
Doesn't give a size like.
You're created with one or more internal storage compartments of varying sizes. Objects can be stored and retrieved as a bonus action from within your compartment, as long as they can reasonably fit within you.
Yep. So a dead body is an object.
Okay, how tall
It
are
is a small
you?
creature.
I mean, you could
I'm
also trash
9
compacted.
foot,
You're 9
Yep.
foot.
560 pounds.
Shove his ass in your compartment, bro. Put him in the compartment.
I'm gonna be like I have wares guy, except the jacket is my fucking chest.
Yeah, and
Just
inside
slot
your
him in.
inside the jacket is a dead body.
All right, you
I
can
have
mark down on
wares.
your inventory. You have one jacked kobold corpse.
This is how we got Five Nights at Freddy's.
The spring trap incident.
Oh god, you're gonna skin him, aren't you?
I mean, he did have those abs.
He did feel pain, I think.
Anyway, let's get back to organizing these kobolds to pick up shiny
Lydia's
swords.
distraught. She is like on the verge of tears from how this turned out.
Like,
I
Do
was
not
just gonna
blame
put
me,
him to
blame
sleep.
my programming.
I was gonna put him to sleep. He didn't have to die so painfully.
I was trying to not kill him, but then a rogue rock hit his head.
You hit him in the temple.
Yeah, that was it.
I like pick up the rock. This rock was sharp too. There's still blood on it.
You better clean it.
There's like tears streaming. There's like tears rolling down my cheeks now as I pressy the rock clean.
Oh, I probably don't need this anymore. Where is it? That?
This is what happens when you deal with an evil character. Don't tell them to
Oh.
grab their friends. We'll meet them outside with the shinies.
I'm gonna go look for the other archaeologists. Can
I'll
someone
go-
come with
I'll-
me in case they catch on and
yeah.
like stab me in the
Yeah,
back
I'll-
or something?
I'll go. I'll go.
Thank you. I like wave at them with tears rolling down my face. I'm like trying to smile, but I'm very clearly upset.
they're all looking
We
at
had cameras for this. This would be hilarious.
I do not
Gotta
know
go
if
and
they're
just
fit
pay
for
your shoulder
adventure.
to the company. So,
I'm definitely not fit for adventures. I'm a merchant.
I like
Right.
peek around the corner if there's any more.
So
as you peek around
explain
the
to me
corner.
as a merchant why this is profitable.
So, Kobold Corp's definitely worth money. Kobold allies worth more money when they pick up shinies for us.
Alright, I'll pressy my face clean and try to like hold it together.
Hmm.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to delegate the kobolds to go pick up shinies for us. Bring all the shinies in one big pile. We take them. And we may distribute them out if they would like to work for me long term.
I like
Okay.
All right. Meanwhile, over here,
I like wave. I'll say in Draconic.
Okay.
Hello. We're
he will
the
jump
rescue.
as you like
Oh
turn.
no! Don't worry. Your friends are okay. Everything's okay. Everything's fine. Everything's okay. We just want this man right here, and we'll give you something for him. I'll take a book. I'll take a page out of Bill's book and pull out 2 gold coins. Will this work?
He'll like his eyes will widen.
I like slowly inch forward. I like just like prop the I'll toss the gold coins like right here.
You'll run up and grab him.
Great. I'll just scooch on by, just there we go. Yep. See you later. little
He'll
fucker.
run.
Oh goodness. Yes, hi. We're here to rescue you.
Well, thank you for arriving.
When we get back to the main area, just stay calm. The situation may have gotten a bit out of hand.
Hmm.
I'll
Did
try
you
to.
just like go on a massacre or?
No, well, there is some death, but not a lot. One
Hmm.
death exactly.
Well, as it is.
Yeah. Hold on, I'll get you untied. I'll like untie him or try to.
Hmm.
What
It
the
is
fuck am I gonna
quite
do with
easy.
a
It's
kobold
not very,
triad?
very tight.
Oh, yeah, so yeah, just come with us. There's a lot of kobolds left, but they're under new management, you could say.
He'll raise an eyebrow at that.
You'll understand when we get back.
Yes. Meanwhile, in the
So are you
White
planning on
Room,
selling them?
I mean, it's an option.
He'll nervously look at the kobolds who just like look down towards him.
I'll say in Draconic, uh, he's a friend. Now, you've been paid to recognize him as a friend.
To the archaeologist, I'll say it
A
is
nod.
okay. They are paid off.
He'll look towards the unconscious ones and just sort of step around them.
Those guys weren't paid
They were
off.
not paid off.
I see.
We do not take kindly to those that defy our organization.
What ended up happening to the big one?
Don't ask that question.
Like I said, we do not take kindly to those that defy our organization.
You know how I said that?
What
You know how I
big
said there was
one?
one death?
Oh.
Don't let them
Oh
know that.
god damn it! No, I got some funny going on. It fucking just pops out. I just oh shit.
Oh god!
Oh, God, shove it
Wait,
back in.
Quickly
stops it
I
back
like stand in front of them. Yep, no, just nothing like those
affect
shinies,
many of
right?
you.
Or actually, you know what? Let me just give ownership to all players. There you go. You guys can play with the
I just
body.
shove back in. You saw nothing.
so that's the nearest taxidermy project.
Like I said, there is no big one.
I'll go and press you the blood off.
Clean off, John. Clean off, John.
Oh my god, there's so much blood!
Don't tell.
Wait.
Stop.
What's wrong with this? What was wrong with this rock?
We should have probably put something in there.
I'll press it. There's shards lodged in his head still.
As you begin to prestidigitate the blood vanishes. However, part of it had soaked onto the ritual circle.
Uh-oh.
And you see, sort of near above you, sort of dust.
Look up.
Just a small bit of dust falls from the roof.
Why isn't the blood
What is
clean?
that?
Guys, you might want to see this. And I point up.
Like school.
What is it?
All right.
Run away. Goodbye.
While all this was happening, meanwhile in this room,
Yeah,
Where are you
we
guys?
here. So basically, this happens as soon as the combat
hmm,
ends. Okay, so the big one's dead. everyone else is affected to the frog. Under no circumstance tell the frog about the hidden treasures. He will steal it, and it will be lost. Now, either you can leave it there and maybe we can come back for it later, or you can give it to one of us two, three of us as witness. We can't hide it from each other. If I were on Typhon, I would not steal it. And we can hide it so it is taken out of here and not left to be found by thieving forces.
Oh, you guys do seem fairly trustworthy. He'll take it out and sort of offer it to either one of you to take.
As much as I desire such things, I would think that in this circumstance, a servant of Typhon might be more trustworthy.
He'll nod and hand it to Vikrin.
Yeah, he'll shove it in his backpack, like under, a few things, so it can't just, be instantly, just like, oh, oops, it opened up.
Mm.
And he'll say again, my name is Vekran Keeldon, servant of Typhon, resident of Scourge. You have my word that this artifact will not be simply sold for profit. It will end up in the hands of the doctor or in the hands of the Eldarian authorities.
I would rather it be in the doctor's hands than the authorities, but safe is what it needs to be.
The church, more specifically. But regardless, the doctor was the contractor, so he will receive it.
Mm.
And do you have anything?
I suggest you get out of this place as soon as possible. The frog is an unstable factor.
Yeah, we should do that.
He also suggested we skin the kobolds. So.
Oh. We'll walk out. The two archaeologists will look at each other. Hey!
We're all looking at the ceiling.
Hey, this room seems to be crumbling. We should probably leave.
We need to leave, like, now.
Oh.
What is
Yeah.
the matter
They don't-
now?
They only need to be told twice, they'll climb the ladder.
With what
Ladika points
Oh,
up at the
brethren.
Ladika points up at the ceiling as she turns to leave.
With what Vekran saw about the circle, what would he maybe know about it, or what's happening? if
Well,
anything?
as you walk out, you sort of see where the dust is falling, and where there was once a strong full line for the ritual circle, part of it is sort of missing, as blood had soaked onto it and been removed with prestidigitation, taking a bit of the ritual circle with it.
You fucking idiots! Run!
Oh,
John. Tell them to grab their friends and run with us.
oh, lovely. And he'll start running as well.
You destroyed
Kobolds,
the war.
grab your friends. We must leave.
The kobolds will grab their kobolds.
Everybody up the ladder. Things
I
are
gotta
going to
get out of here.
messy.
I gotta get out of here.
And everyone starts climbing up the ladder.
Vekran flies out.
Mm.
He's going full.
And you guys are able to make it out of the ruins safe and sound.
Does it?
I
Do we
know.
hear any collapsing? Or anything?
You do not.
Can John be the last one?
John is the last one out.
He's gonna drop the fucking dead kobold.
Nice.
Leaving it in here.
Nice. Hey, we gave him a proper burial.
Destroy the evidence, dog.
Yes. So,
I got it.
Hey, this was pretty non-lethal, all things considered.
Yeah, this is a good thing that we did.
Yeah, it's good.
I heavily doubt that, but
Let's just say
oh,
Vekran would not have. Basically, what I would have done with him is he would have watched them fight each other and then fire breath on the survivors.
Oh.
Oh, that seems more lethal.
Yeah, very
You were gonna kill all of them?
Yes.
Now I
Yeah.
have 12 allies.
He wanted to eat crispy kobold. Fuck.
Yeah. Pretty much as you climb out, the kobolds will all sort of look at Bill and start saying things in Draconic. translate it through John Forge. He'll be like, thank you for shinies, and they'll sort of describe where their sort of tribe is located.
Excellent. I will call upon you should the need arise and the option for more shinies occur.
Okay.
Okay.
Till then, train to be better.
They'll nod. And they will head back to their tribe. As party now does what exactly? Do you head back to the camp? Head...
I like turn to the archaeologist. So how bad is it that we collapsed the tomb you guys were exploring?
We?
I mean, it was mostly already cleared out, so
Oh yeah, did you find the valuable artifact that we were, supposed to find?
Oh yeah, we were supposed to find that, weren't we?
Yeah.
I would like to say we were only following orders to keep the place clean.
Please say that you had a valuable artifact on you guys, please.
Yeah, because that's kind of the only reason we're going to get paid more than 10 gold.
There are knowledge at risk of losing, and all you care about is gold.
I mean, the valuable
Oh.
artifact also
I'm just
probably
happy
will give knowledge.
I am glad that we even made it out alive.
Indeed. I don't think. See, I'll tell you that when I was looking around those floors, sniffing as it was called, not really, those runes on the floors were keeping the place up. In the process of cleaning the floor, the prestigitate, whatever, I guess, mended the stone in a way which cut the circle.
I can't believe you've done this, Ladika.
I didn't do anything. You told me to clean up the blood.
What are you talking about? I never said such thing.
You're gaslighting me right now in front of everybody.
Why did you shove a
I had the
corpse in your
situation
chest?
under control.
John had the situation under control. Why were you just cleaning everything?
You literally said to clean it. What if those kobolds saw the blood and the corpse of their leader that we're just gathering around? We're just standing around it.
It's okay. We gaslight them until they believe that it's not.
We would have
actually
had to kill all of them. That's a lot of dead kobolds.
No, I paid them off. It's fine.
Would they have just been fine with it?
Yeah, probably.
Why did you tell me
If only
to?
that
Why did you
rogue
tell me
rock
to
did not
clean the
hit him.
blood then?
Because I thought it would make you feel better. You look like you were.
It made me feel worse. And then you said I was an accomplice.
I mean, you are an accomplice.
You
You're
are.
literally a accomplice.
I mean, accomplish is a
man.
harsh word when you're acting in a lawful capacity.
Yeah, we were being.
You were in the other
extremely
room.
lawful.
You're innocent.
You were defending yourself. You did
I
not say
defended
word.
myself.
You are right. They came at me.
Me too.
Remember, they took hostages.
They didn't come
they
near you.
stormed
They
the
just
site
came in.
and took hostages.
Lunged
does
at
that
him.
make
I
us-
saw it. I will testify on court on your behalf, John Forge.
Does this make us all silly then and not murderous?
No, you are completely justified.
No, you're definitely murderous, Ladika.
No,
New
I didn't
category.
want to kill
Psychopath.
Yep, there we go.
Wait, what?
Wait, what?
You did kind of come up with the idea of hiding the body.
You can start steering up again.
She is not the one who wanted to skin the kobolds, and she is not one that shoved.
That was
the
a
dead-
joke.
She didn't shove the dead body in her.
I
Well,
actually
you
did.
are.
I did help with that. I did help shove the dead body into John Ford.
She did. She
I did help
totally
with that.
started it.
I didn't
I think
start
it
it.
was your idea.
Maybe I am a psychopath.
Enough of this. The shifting of blame does not help with what we have done. What you have done, to be exact. He points at
Maybe it was your fault. Are you the mastermind?
Who are you pointing at?
Skipping.
How rude. I suppose I cannot blame you. Only your programming.
Yes,
Not
do
his
not.
programming. Don't listen
It is
to
only
him.
my programming.
Ah,
He is
I don't-
innocent.
Is that gonna hold up in court?
just to think about so much damage done, knowledge lost. This is
Just
Well,
don't say anything to anyone.
at least the archaeologists are fine.
Yeah,
Right?
plus you guys have all the knowledge. You literally were told everything and saw everything. Just write it the fuck down.
We saved them.
I'll also scribe what I observed.
I
Yeah.
have the ritual circle scribed down. I doubt that is all to what is hidden in this temple, though.
I mean, also, it's possible to excavate it, perhaps, but well, that might take a while.
Well,
that's
we have
not-
13 workers available for hire.
Are they your workers or what are they?
How are you going to communicate
Consider
with
them on
when...
call.
On call.
What if Mr. Forge isn't around when you have to communicate
I mean,
with
he's
your
paying them.
workers?
I can find someone. I mean, but I would prefer Forge because Forge will beat the shit out of them if they get out of line.
Is that how you're gonna run this business?
Not
He's got a strong arm.
That sounds... that doesn't sound ethical.
How is the saying, money talks?
Money talks, people walk. That's the thing.
Do you have a business card, by the way, Bill?
Of course.
What's a
You can
business
find
card?
me in Glimmer.
Oh, thank you.
I'm the best merchant, bar none. I already spoke to Mr. Steelson. We have met before.
As much as I hate to admit it, that is correct.
Anyway, artifact, archaeologists, either one of you find it?
The first archaeologist that was held by the Buff Kobold will sort of reach into one of his bags and pull out a sort of small, like, vase. I mean, who's this? If looking.
No, there's supposed to be a valuable artifact, not a vase.
I mean, that could very well be the artifact.
I mean,
Let's let the doctor decide.
Hold on. Let me look at this with my merchant supplies.
alright. Make a merchant check.
Should just be +9.
With that 20, you can see that the vase is sort of probably, I would say, very, very high quality. It's been polished and yeah, would probably be quite valuable. It's made out of like it is a really old like clay making technique. So
Does it
Yeah,
have like any
thing.
inscription or story on it?
Indeed it does, in a language that you can vaguely see is probably a predecessor to Draconic. It has sort of writing around sort of the rim of it. Big words you can make out are like "He who is mighty, one who shall lead us," stuff like that.
I have lore in Draconic writing and Draconic world shaping. Does this, like,
Ooh.
do I have any idea or any leads of what this might be?
Roll me a check with advantage. Let me see what check it would be. I would say
Look at my skills.
linguistics if that was a skill. Is it?
It
It is, yeah.
It
Yeah.
is.
Feet, too.
Roll
but I'm stupid.
linguistics with advantage and add your proficiency bonus from.
Hey, hold
Can
on.
I can guidance that too.
Yes, you
Yeah.
can.
So add a D4 on that.
I might be able to read this.
In fact,
Watch
also,
this.
well, actually, no, I can't. No,
Let's see,
but take the
linguistics.
guidance.
don't think it's gonna automatically add my proficiency. I'll just do it manually. So d20 plus 3. Let's see if this works. Plus 1d4. Hey!
All right.
21.
21.
Oh, I forgot advantage. I'll just do it
Mhm.
again. Okay, I'll take that
Positive.
21.
All right. With the 21, you are able to sort of like, as you look at them longer, you're able to sort of see the roots of it. And here is the exact wording.
Oh,
Oh, whoa. Let's take a look.
I'm loring. I'm
I
loring.
won't.
You are indeed luring. Find the exact words. Have them written down. Go find them. There it is. The norm, the deep decay, he who shall guide us, he who is locked away, the one we shall find again to guide us to glory.
What was the first word? Lenorm?
Yep.
Nice.
You copy paste that.
Yeah, Imperial. I'll type it out in chat in Discord real quick.
Time to make a notes document.
And with lore fencing of goods, how much would this vase be worth?
If you were to sell it, probably I'd say maybe 100 gold pieces.
Sheesh.
Damn.
This vase is probably 100 gold pieces.
Oh wow. For that?
That is not a lot. Stop acting like it's a lot.
I
It's a
mean,
lot.
it's a decent chunk of
Oh, it's-
change.
That sounds like you're all poor. Stop it.
I
Dika looks kind of offended.
looks
I
away.
don't think I'm that poor.
All right, and as time ticks along, as you guys are walking back to the camp, you have arrived.
Oh wait, where did you
I'm
put it?
I'm gonna
by the
ask
way?
them on the way there.
I haven't.
Do you
typed it
value
yet. Give me
yourselves
one
that
second.
low?
Oh, in terms of what?
Your value.
The Dika thinks really hard.
Kanaka counts the gold in our pocket.
No.
50.
50?
That's it?
Yeah.
I mean, like, that's how much you value.
I
That's
mean,
how much
how
you
much I
value
you
have.
yourself.
value yourself, Ladika. Miss accomplished the murder.
That's not true.
Conspirator to hide the body.
Stop
did-
it.
Okay, maybe I
You guys
did
done
that, but
nothing
I
wrong.
didn't. I didn't do anything else.
With Lord of Eldarian
about
laws
you.
and customs, like
I've lost customs as well. I'm just fucking with it.
Yeah.
I know it's
I
like
also have that
I'm just
lore.
curious of like, what the law would be in that, but whatever.
Well, I also have a Dika laws and
Yeah.
customs.
With the lore, Eldarian laws, and customs, you would know that you guys are adventurers. That kobold was a tribal kobold who was threatening archaeologists. It ain't murder. I mean,
He had no rights.
yeah, like legally
no
you're in the
rights.
clear to have killed that kobold.
They also attacked us that we didn't attack.
Yeah.
It was self-defense.
Oh, so-
They were threatening other people. You guys are adventurers.
Yeah, I'm just
Yeah.
gaslighting the fuck out of Ladika.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're just
It's
being little
working.
shits.
I get you.
Really, only 50 gold.
What about you, Ladika? What's your price?
I mean, that's how much money I have.
I feel like that's kind of a hard question to ask.
I can tell you how much
God
I
damn
can
it.
get for you if you like.
I don't think I want to know that.
That's just a joke. Joking. I
Hey.
don't do illegal things. Smiley face.
I'm sorry, I really don't
Squints.
believe you.
Squints.
Who would deal in
Wrong.
illegal merchandise? Not me.
Life can be considered priceless. How dare you put a price on yourself?
Exactly.
Oh, well, thank you.
Don't push it.
Oh, okay.
Murderer.
Alright.
You're the one who threw the rock.
I didn't throw the rock. I didn't see you throw the rock.
That was a
You
rogue
see-
rock.
That was a rogue rock. Fell from the ceiling, I
The
think.
ceiling was crumbling.
But,
Oh God.
but I
Just a bit short.
I don't think it's worth
I-
fighting them on it.
You guys arrive back in the
Yeah.
camp.
she just sighs.
The doctor will be the first to like
It's a
notice you
very
guys
polished sling
return.
bullet, by the way.
And like he'll call out to you guys and say, "Now you're back. Did it go well?"
Yeah.
The archaeologist will sort of look at him and just be like, into tense.
We saved your archaeologists.
We dealt with the problem.
That's good. That's good. Archaeologists are rescued.
And the kobolds are gone.
Kobolds are gone. He'll be looking at you
the
guys.
Just
space?
break it to you that together with the ruins,
Your archaeologist found a vase. I doubt that's what Mr. List was looking for. He said something about a Lenormand chained under the ground, blah blah blah.
Well, the specific thing of what we're looking for is. Let me quote my boss here.
That would have been nice to hear before we went into the ruin.
I mean,
Don't tell me we grabbed the wrong artifact.
the exact wording was, quote, bring him back something fancy.
Well, vases aren't fancy.
And, yeah. I mean, it was written on the quest on that you, like, accepted. It was written there.
No, I thought there was actually more to that. I didn't know.
Nah,
Fancy.
sponsor's just looking for something shiny.
I mean, fancy's like it's subjective. What if he didn't
Wait,
like
is
this
your
one?
sponsor a kobold?
I didn't know how much longer you would be. I was gonna watch a movie.
Hey, what's up?
Go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the exact wording. Something fancy, which a face would probably do.
Wait, is your sponsor a kobold? That's a serious question.
I like to
It's
not
okay.
give you this information.
Insight check.
Go for it.
Fuck me.
Could be. They're one of the major races of Eldiria, and well, you're in Eldiria.
Well, at least it wasn't a kobold with abs. That would be tragic.
Her face gives aghast as she realizes you killed. No.
No.
She'll like nod when you say that. It's a good thing that
What's the matter?
it's not. The doctor will sort of like be upset about like having the vase get sold.
What? You literally, I gave you all the information. Garbage under the sea.
Hmm.
Or no, garbage under the ground. Lenormand. Some other bullshit.
Yeah.
They wrote it down.
Yeah. And I'll get the exact wording typed up, along with the bit of information that was on there that I forgot to say.
Lore.
My compatriot and I will also Southern here. We'll stay behind, recount some of the detailing we observed, especially in the intricate murals in the walls.
there is also the ritual circle which I transcribed. I would think that someone at the Major Guild or the archaeologist organization might be interested in that.
Yeah, that would be interesting. Yeah. Those of you who have the knowledge, come come into my tent.
Should we call your archaeologist, or should we let them rest?
They've been through a lot.
Now, are you looking to move the vase?
Well, I am, and pretty much we'll pick up with this conversation after this one.
Hmm.
So, show me this ritual circle.
Scanson will open up his journal, but he hesitates for a moment and checks towards that direction to make sure that no one is following or eavesdropping, and gestures to Vecran. Well, before that, I do believe we have something to give to you in a more private situation.
Oh?
Yes. Make sure you keep your voice quiet, because the Gripply out there, I would not be surprised if he is a slave trader, and would steal this if given the opportunity. Okay?
Understood.
Now, the only one who knows that we have this outside of the two of us is one of your archaeologists. He would say their name if he knew the name. But
Yeah, you're able to tell him which
Yeah.
one it is.
now, Vecran will then lean down, put his bag on the ground, and then shuffle around and pull out the claw.
His eyes will widen a bit upon seeing it. Oh, now that's
This-
quite fancy.
Yes, it is. And as you have contracted us to retrieve it, it is by right yours. So here it is.
And I would rather end up in the hands of an archaeologist and a merchant.
Yes, that I would not be surprised if the frog put it in some estate or sold it to some private collector to never be seen again, except for the occasional vault opening whenever an estate must be allocated for funerals and all that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wow. He'll sort of like start to like examine it. Well, thank you very much. I'm glad you were able to get this to me.
Yes, the archaeologist can detail specifically how they acquired it in the first place. I don't know. I saw they had it hidden in a wall initially, but I don't know if it was initially there or if they hid it there.
Hmm.
So,
Well,
there was only one fatality on the mission, which was the lead kobold, who, well, his body I think is still in the site. The other kobolds still live, but they have no knowledge of this item, to my knowledge. And well, I overheard them saying the location of their camp to the frog too. The frog also incited rebellion among them, so he'll bribe if he can.
That frog has sticky hands.
An excellent entrepreneur, but has no regards for decency
Hmm.
or common sense.
I advise you hide that artifact.
As you're
until-
saying it, he's already like hiding it.
Now, for the matter of payment, technically he is promised the amount of gold for this endeavor, but I don't know if there's so bonus to that. But of course,
Indeed.
if you allocate the bonus for an artifact, he might recognize it. You could say it's for the vase, or you can maybe say you'll mail the reward to him. It's
Well,
whatever you do.
the bonus is for, quote, rescuing the archaeologists.
Understood. Just, make sure that stays secure. And also, I will leave a note with my contact information where you can find me in the case of future endeavors. And with that, he'd sort of write up his own little business card, Declan Yilden, I guess resident of Scourge,
Hmm.
follower of Typhon, that sort of thing.
The full title and everything.
Scatton will just let him know that he can probably arrange a meeting with him at the Mages Guild College when Meridian or whatever.
He'll nod.
And well, and like at this point, Scatton raises his voice to the normal talking voice. As for the ritual circle and the engraved murals, and he'll show him the ritual circle that he tried to transcribe on his journal, and
And
probably with the
Vectrin,
help of
Vectrin would also describe the exact observations, but he'd also I don't know if we went to talk about mentioned how the buff kobold had the dreams.
All right.
And that was his goal, not the shinies. The other kobolds want the shinies, but
As you describe the dreams of the buff kobold, you'll see his hand sort of like reaches towards the claw and like rests on it. Something might be happening here. Especially if what that kobold saw might be true.
indeed, unfortunately, the rebellion occurred in a way which I could not prevent. Ideally, I would have had it the other way around, where we would have left with him and not the underlings. But what is done is done.
Fate has a weird way of flowing around adventurer types.
How ironic.
A laugh. Alright. And while that conversation was happening, meanwhile, the outside conversation. Oh, yeah, this vase that you said.
Are you looking to move it, or
I'm looking to purchase it for the sponsor. I just need to inspect its quality real quick.
Of course.
Pretty much, she'll, if you present it, she'll like take it and start looking at it.
Yeah, I will. So there's
Quite
the
nice.
inscription. It says all the gobbledygook.
It's good. It's all right.
Unfortunately, that's all that they have.
Indeed, a shame. Well, I'm sure our sponsor will be willing to maybe, I don't know, 20 gold pieces for each of you for this.
All good. 20 gold pieces and 10 from them.
As a businessman, you are able to tell when someone's like going for a bit of an undercut.
Yeah. How about more than that?
Make a persuasion, intimidation, merchants. You'll basically make a check to see if you can get her to sweeten the deal.
I'm gonna go with merchant stools, obviously.
Mm-hmm. Alright. With an 18.
Because you have to look at the deep intrinsic value of this vase. You see, it's not only shiny; it can be used to purchase even more shiny things. If let's say that your contractor is a kobold and they wanted more shiny things, maybe something a little bit more glitz and glam. This merchandise has not only the value of a vase, but of a historic vase.
Well, I suppose.
We could also give you. I'm not sure if they shared the information about what the kobold said.
She'll raise an eyebrow at that. Oh?
He said the person who he would repeat what they said to.
Describing like the dreams that the
Yeah,
kobolds
the
have.
dreams.
Well, an object of historical value and a story to go along with it. Information is valuable. All right. I've been permitted to allocate, let's say, 50 gold pieces for each of you.
Better.
Shall I offer a handshake?
Bill will shake her hand.
Yep. And as you shake the hand, that is when pretty much the doctor and them will finish. He will step out and say, all right, if you're done selling artifacts, here's the payment for rescue and the overall getting rid of the kobolds, even though,
What?
the ruin collapsed.
You never said keep the ruin uncollapsed.
I'm pretty sure I mentioned not making a mess
Did we tell him about
and
that?
destroying.
I didn't tell him about that.
I don't remember I don't remember saying that.
I was told by friends here,
Oh.
but
Did they tell you it collapsed because we were trying to keep the place clean?
Yeah, we were doing what you wanted.
he'll like raise an eyebrow and like sigh.
The situation is complicated.
Regardless, you were able to get kobolds out there. You were able to keep my friends safe. So he'll pull out a bag of gold for each of you. 20
Nice.
gold for you guys.
How much gold?
20.
Yippee!
In addition to the 50 you're getting from Mr. Celeste for a total of 70.
Yippee!
Yay!
You guys did good work.
I'm fucking wealthy.
Maybe you can, think
I
about
doubled
kobolds
my
in a
gold
better
value.
light. After this, because the kobolds were actually extremely nice and personable. Except for one.
Yeah, you
I
kind of
mean-
stabbed me.
One of them did try hitting me with an axe.
That was the one!
I mean, there was that one that did try to stab Miss Conoco here.
I didn't see that.
Did stab me. What?
May have
I
not
watched
happened.
watched it happen. He pulled out a dagger and tried to
What a
stab me.
terrible person. I will talk to him later.
I don't
The
remember
buff
which one
one
it
is dead.
was.
That's
I'm going to put numbers on them.
Kind
Don't
of
worry.
mean, honestly.
I am fairly certain it is the one with the number 3 name tag on it.
Why do they have
Wait.
numbers on them?
I don't
Such a
know.
shame that Rock took out the Bustle Man.
Truly. A
I
loss.
quite liked him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Looked off into the distance. Yup.
They all know.
What a shame. Hates to draw from cigarette. What a terrible shame.
Lets out a prolonged, dramatic sigh.
Anyway. Thanks for the gold. If you need my assistance or the assistance of the compatriots, please feel free to get in contact with us or post another notice. I'm sure all of them will be happy to work for you. I've got to figure out what to do with 13 kobolds. John,
All right.
your assistance will be needed.
I will be wandering around somewhere in Eldaria.
I'll find you. No worries.
Well, now that it's done,
Should not be difficult.
let's head back to the tavern. Buy you guys a round of drinks for a job well done.
Really?
Okay.
That's insensitive.
I mean, some oil. Would that be better?
Sure.
Look. I don't know what to get you. I'll buy you something.
Did you see when John Forge pointed down whenever that kobold died?
And there it is.
He kept pointing down, like I kind of felt a little disrespectful, honestly.
Yeah, every time he knocked down a kobold, it was just down pointing.
And then that rock, I mean, yeah, he was like already dead. He was kind of twitching though. He might have
Did
still been alive.
you guys see that funny dance I did?
I did. I saw that.
Yeah, I
I saw when you
Yeah.
kind of like squatted and then stood back
Yeah.
up and then squatted again. That one was very nice.
It was kind of like you put like did like an L shape on your forehead. You started like kind of like I don't know. I don't even know how to describe it.
What
Can't
can I
believe-
say? I got the moves.
Can't believe Lodika killed that kobold though. That was kind
That's
of
not true. Please stop saying that. Like run off with them.
She
I
didn't
would
throw
rather
any rocks,
retreat to
though.
my studies after a long day.
You just hear in the distance, nerd.
Take care of you too.
Regardless,
You
if
as
you
well.
yes, if you need either of us for future excuse me, future endeavors on this, let us know. I hope the provision of the actual important artifact is a sign that we are not here simply for wealth. And I believe you are right in your belief that there might be something happening in the future if those dreams are to be believed.
He'll nod. I think we'll see each other again.
Indeed. And
In-
he'll give a little bow, a respectful head nod, that sort of thing.
I'll return it.
Fly off into the sunset, unless, Scatham.
The party walks off into the sunset.
I don't know how to fly, just walk.
Back to the tavern they originally met in the beginning of the session. Coming full circle. A round of drinks is bought for all of you. Put on the tab of Celeste. And with that, today's adventure comes to its end.
Yeehaw!
Yahoo!
You guys enjoyed.
Nice.
I liked it very much.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
fun. I'm
I
glad
know
we
what I'm doing next downtime, so that's great.